I can just go whenever.
All right, well, I'm good to go.
All right. I'm going to close this. Burp it out. Everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to something very, very, very odd for us. It's called Dungeons and Dragons. What do you guys think? Dungeons and Dragons, woo!
Nerds!
Nerd. So,
Fucking loser.
Jared plays Dungeons and Dragons twice a week for the past, 46 years? What was it?
I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since 2006.
Okay. Twice a week since 2006.
Not
so
twice
he's...
a week since then, but yes, go ahead.
Well, at least in the past couple of years, it's been twice a week.
Okay.
So he's a pretty big Dungeons and Dragons fan, and he wanted us to play some Dungeons and Dragons. So that's what we're doing.
Okay, so I'll guess I'll take it from here. So real quick, just a quick introduction of your characters. You don't need to give me your entire background. Just give me a quick, brief summary that everybody who's listening can get a general sense of what your character is all about.
So you don't want all 7 pages read verbatim?
No, only
okay.
3 of those pages.
Okay.
Only approximately 2.5.
Yeah.
Only 500 word count. That's all it is. Even if that stops at the beginning of a sentence, you get 500 words. That's it.
If you're in the middle of describing your background and I just start talking over you, you went over your time limit.
You've gone too far.
Yes. So I'm just going to introduce you in the order that you are on my roll 20 for East.
That's racist.
The other Jared. Oh, that's me. No. All right. So
you're just like the other Jared. I said the other Jared.
Oh my gosh.
Where's
I hate
this asshole?
Guy. Yes, I am the other Jared. I will be the GM or DM.
That stands for general manager. Right, Alex?
Anyways.
He got really mad about that earlier.
So, and then our first PC will be the Grunting Pixel. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Grunting Pixel. I love it. My character is Fedorius Kade Erudite. He is a dragonborn who has no memory. Something happened to him, and he can't remember a dang old thing. The only thing that he kept in his brain is his emotions and a bit of his skill. He used to be really good, but he's rusty because he doesn't remember a lot. So that's him. That's all you need to know. Get Shrek'd.
Oh, snap.
Okay,
Oh,
Vivian.
Hey, okay, so Vivian is a half-elf, half-human hybrid. She was raised by her mom, who was a ranked human soldier, and her father, who was a skilled wood elven archer. And she pretty much grew up in an exotic fruit farm over by the outskirts of the mysterious woods where the elves used to live. She is currently on her journey to figure out, like, she's been having these horrible recurring visions of, like, her homesteading being destroyed. And so she's on her way to, get that all sorted out. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Sweet.
Just so to reference, the secret forest is called the Forest of Van Coon, or Van Coon Forest.
Van Coon, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so it just think of Cancun, but with a V.
Yeah.
Okay, or raccoon.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Why
would it be
Van
Van Coon,
van
but
with a raccoon
V?
in it? Van Coon. No.
There you go. Now that makes more sense.
I said Cancun.
That makes sense too. Last but not least, Engor.
Engor. No, that's not actually my voice. But,
My name is Engor.
no, but I am a good old dwarf from the old mountains of Oa.
I'm just one of your regular good old dwarves.
Good old-fashioned dwarf. And Engor came from a family of warriors. His parents were some of the highest warrior class, as well as his brother. His brother ended up dying in battle, and his family really wanted him to continue on that legacy. But he was more of a pacifist in the sense that he really didn't want to fight unless he absolutely had to. And so, after constant battle with his parents trying to encourage and almost force him to sort of take on their ways of being a fighter, he just consistently declined, and they eventually decided that in order to better themselves, that they should just leave him behind. And so he existed in the mountains of Or for quite some time before he continued on his trek out west towards the forests. So.
Okay, so currently,
Right.
Go ahead.
Sorry, hold on one second. Okay. Skype is on the right side. All right, cool. Just want to make sure. I was going to open up Skype, and I didn't want it to show up right in front of while everybody was talking. I'd cut that out. All right, go ahead. I do have a question, though.
Sure.
So, obviously, Session 0 is Session 0, and it's different. Alex seems to have changed a bit of his character. Is that something I should just go like, okay, cool, or how does that...
I didn't change it. I just added something.
Well, you see, he's a pacifist, but in the Session 0, he was actually very aggressive.
Well, he was aggressive because he was drunk.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Session
Cool.
0 is there to work
Yeah.
those things out. So whatever
that's why I
happens
was
in
asking.
Session 0 stays in Session 0.
Okay, cool.
Ooh la la.
Yeah.
Simple enough.
I wouldn't. Okay, maybe I should take back the whole pacifist point. He's not a pacifist, but he doesn't like fighting unless he's
There's
Drunk.
there's actually a name for that kind of pacifist. I actually have like a character chart. That kind of
Nerd!
hey, listen.
Hey, you can't call me a nerd, then I'm
Look at my flow chart.
I need a flow chart.
Okay, so this was
Y'all
something
keep it-
sorry to interrupt. This was something I probably should have prepared you guys for beforehand, but the introduction to the campaign. Who has the best trailer voice? A long time ago.
I could try. My vocal's not warmed up.
I want you
Do
to...
you want like machete type voice, like on machete? Like what do you want? What do you want?
Well, I need some... Just in whatever voice is going to sound better than my sexy-ass voice.
Well, I would say not much if I was being
Well...
completely honest.
Somebody just read the introduction. I put it on Skype there for you.
Okay, why is this opening in Microsoft Office? Get the fuck out of here.
That's what I use.
That's what it's in there.
I can't open it, so somebody else might have to read it.
I can copy paste. Ah, shit. Sorry about the delay there. This is completely 100% my fault.
All
I
right.
tried
guess,
to open it. It's just
I
like,
guess,
would you like to buy Microsoft Office? I'm like, no.
That was quick. Jeez.
Dang, son.
All right.
Actually, GP, if you have like a student account, you can get it for free.
I probably could have. It's easier to just paste it for
Yeah.
me. I'll worry about that Session 2.
By the way, Alex, what
Yes.
the pacifist, the type of pacifist that you pretty much your character is probably is a technical pacifist, where according to TV tropes, the technical pacifist is certainly capable of making the killing strike if there was no other way, but he doesn't ever treat it lightly.
All right. I can deal with that.
So there's others as well, but this is the only one that I have.
Hey.
Like,
You
So
play
basically-
Batman, nobody is allowed to question the way anybody plays their character. It's a rule of my campaigns because that's their character and they're allowed to play it however they want.
But
Unless,
that's not
Alex,
canon.
why is yours a
you
pacifist?
playing your character is every time I do anything, I just want to fight all the other PCs and create havoc. That is probably
that's
the only
not
thing
canon.
I'll probably start saying something.
All right. So Alex is a technical logic. Fuck. I was.
Technical logic.
What?
I was gonna make like a
What?
great one-liner. I split it.
I'm a technical
Alex is a
logist.
technological pussy fest, right? Is that what we got?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Which means I get a lot of that. So.
Dwarf.
Shit.
All right.
So whenever you're ready, go ahead and read
Oh,
that
did we?
introduction.
Yeah, I'll read this. Did we want to do the unique item, or do you just want to say screw it and do it later, or how do you want to handle that?
Does everybody know what they want to use?
Well, I
have
was gonna read
no
mine
idea.
because
Oh.
we wanted. Do you want to do that real
yeah,
quick,
go ahead
or
and
should
get
we?
that out of the way. Yeah.
Let's get out of the way. Get out of the way. All right. So for my unique item, Jesus Christ, Mike. For my unique item, I have a dagger formed from a large dragon scale. Its nature blends in perfectly on Kade's body, making it virtually undetectable when equipped. When used on a victim, Kade gets a few flashes of memories from the victim. Sometimes the flashes are very clear, giving an insight or knowledge from his victim, or other times they are too vague or cryptic to discern any real information from.
Okay,
That's my
yeah.
unique item.
So what I did was I let everybody pick their own unique item. that is special to their character. And by unique, I mean actually unique. Like anybody can have a sword that shoots fire, but something that's special to them. Even if it is a sword that shoots fire, but it was handed down as an heirloom, or they obtained it somehow. Just something that they could attach themselves to this weapon, and it's pretty much a weapon that they probably won't ever get rid of or sell or anything. So
it doesn't have to be a weapon either,
and it works really well. So it doesn't have to be a weapon. It could be any equipment. It could be a freaking feather,
necklace,
for all
or
I
something.
care. It could be anything. And I did kind of put the other two guys on the spot on this one. So if you guys don't know what you want yet, that's fine. We can get to it later. But just whenever you want to share that information, let me know.
All right. I currently don't know what would be appropriate for my character, so I will get back to you on that.
It's really funny because, like, when Jared's like, make a unique item, I'm like, okay, and I'm like trying to think of it while he was unavailable to ask questions for, and I think I went through like 5 different things before I ended up with what I had, and like it started off really like boring, and then at some point I had a dagger that I could basically like force pull from people, so I could just throw it and then like get it back like a boomerang. I'm like, well, that seems a little crazy, and also it doesn't make any sense for my character, so I eventually settled on that.
Few other things. This is going to be about. There's going to be there's some comedy in this, and there's also going to be some serious points. There's going to be a lot of grit. I am a very gritty GM, so there's going to be a lot of situations that are kind of dark and twisted, and the challenge is going to be just the decision or the choices your character make. For instance,
I also want everybody here.
You could have to protect 2 cities, and you have to choose which one you go to protect. For instance, just decisions that are going to be heavy burden on your character because, if you're in the moment, that is. But
I also want to just say to everybody watching, I've never roleplayed before, outside of the bedroom. That's not even true. I've never had sex. But I've never roleplayed before, and neither has Steph, right?
I mean, not outside the bedroom.
Oh, shit. But Alex has played a little bit, and like we said, Jared's the veteran. So there's going to be a lot of questions. There's going to be a lot of, excuse me, Mr. Teacher, does this make sense? Or all that stuff. So just be warned. Don't be like, what are these pussy-ass noobs doing? The stupid idiots don't know what a D20 is. Like, we're learning. We're learning.
Wait, what's a D20?
Roll it.
Wait, should we roll a D100?
Okay, so what a D20 is it's a 20-sided dice.
That doesn't make any sense.
They come with that many sides? What?
Yeah. Well, it just says 1
Don't
and
you
2
mean a
on
ball?
20 sides. No.
Don't you mean a ball?
I'm sorry, a dice with 20 sides is just a really chunky ball. Okay, that's all.
Roll the chunk ball, please.
Everybody say hi to King of Flame. He's in our chat. And he's speaking to us.
Yo, what's up, King?
Yo, what's up, King?
What else was I gonna say? Oh, a few other disclaimers. My GM style is a little different, maybe than if you've listened to other D&D podcasts. Like I do have some house rules, and I will negotiate with characters certain things as long as it doesn't boggle down role-playing time. If you feel like your character should be able to do something, and I say no, I'm 100% willing to negotiate it as long as it doesn't take a whole bunch of time.
I'm 100% willing.
I do not want to do that after
every
single roll. Just maybe once a session or something. But like the other thing is like if your character's really good at say sleight of hand, and I say no, you fail. Don't just remember that I can't remember everything, and I got a lot of things going on my plate. Just kindly remind me, hey, I'm actually like trained in this. I have expertise. I'm really good at this. You want to throw me a bone, and that may get you something or help you out. And also there are hero points and action points. Action points are the minor end, and hero points are the major end. So action points will help you, like if you want to take another attack in combat, or if you just want to roll another roll and take the better result or give yourself advantage. Or if you just want to do something in combat, like you just want to like flip over the table, do a backflip, and then strike a person without having to make all the rolls appropriate. You can say I use an action point, and then you just do it. Hero points are the higher end of that. Like you could just auto crit somebody. You could do a major action like I run over there and stab this guy in the chest and do max damage or something. Or I'm going to go talk to this guy and try to persuade him to go with us. He comes with us. I persuade him. But you still have to role play it out. And
Okay,
role play is by far the most important thing. More important than a roll, more important than points. Role play, flair, all of that, very important. So
now I have a question because there's these like Trump things and all that stuff. How does that work as a general manager? Like, if you like make it so like, hey, I plan these people to go into this building and they're gonna get turned away and then they're gonna have to go to like the Citadel. But then like somebody goes in that building and they're like, I use my hero point to get my answer. Is your entire script? Are you like flipping through pages trying to figure out how to like rewrite that, or how does that work?
I apologize. Can you say that again?
I was just basically.
doing something,
It was just
sorry.
basically like, if you obviously have a plan on where the story goes, right? You have
Yes.
you have like a general guideline. What happens when like somebody just uses a hero point and that completely like trumps what your plan was? You just have to.
No, well, I expect that. Like, I have plot
okay.
points. I have events that are going to happen, and they're going to happen when they happen. Whether or not you prevented it from happening at that point or not is up to you guys. But things are going to happen in this campaign when they happen.
Cool.
And whatever happens in between those points is entirely up to you guys. I am very strongly against railroading PCs. If I say, hey, you guys are on your way to the castle, and you guys say, you know what, I don't want to go to the castle, let's go to Farscape and gamble, that's perfectly fine. Do not ever change what you want to do just because you think it's going to keep the flow of the campaign. If I want something to happen, I'll find a way to make it happen. But I'm not going to make it feel like it was of any that I pushed you in that direction. And if it does feel like that, tell me after the campaign. Don't call me out on it during the campaign because it's embarrassing to me because I hate it. Anyways, so
All right. So any other?
Dragonborns. One of you, Grunting Pixel will be playing a Dragonborn. Dragonborns in my world are a lot different than they are in the 5th edition book. They are well. First of all, dragons in my campaign are powerful spirits. They actually created the deities, and they actually created life, and they actually are the essence of everything. When we read the introduction here in a second, you'll see that these crystals fell. Each one of those crystals is a part of the dragon. Like a dragon is a part of that essence of crystal, which will make sense when she reads that. So to be Dragonborn is to be basically chosen by one of these spirits to represent them in ways that we'll learn as we progress, because his character doesn't even know because he's got amnesia. So we'll all learn together how the destiny of a Dragonborn. But just know that they're either celebrities or they're hated because people are either jealous of them, they don't understand them for whatever reason. There's hardly an in between. There's going to be cases where there is, but it's always either, people are pointing like, hey, is that what I think it is? Or they're going to be like, hey, get out of here, we don't want your kind, kind of. So he is there's only, actually, I don't think the majority of people in the world know of any other Dragonborns that roam the world right now. There are Guardians, which we'll get into later, you don't need to know that, but just because you're Dragonborn doesn't necessarily mean you're a Guardian. But anyway, so I just wanted to point that out. That's kind of important information for you, the characters, and everybody else listening to know.
I don't want to keep sidetracking, but how I ended up as this character was quite an interesting ordeal. We started the session zero, and I was a completely different character, and then it didn't work out. So me and Jared were sitting there going back and forth, trying to figure out what the hell I was going to be. And he's like, well, you could also be a Dragonborn. I'm like, Dragonborn? What does that mean? I'm Dovecrest or whatever? And he's just like, no, it means you look like a dragon and you're special. And I'm like, is there like perks to being a Dragonborn? And he's like, actually, it's probably going to make your life way harder. And I'm like, I'm doing it. So
Yes.
that's pretty much how that came down to.
There's a lot of role play opportunities, a lot of challenges for the character that are going to be, bigger, more heavy decisions than maybe a normal PC will go through.
So this should be fun. I figured if I'm going to do a first-time role-playing, might as well go hard, right?
Go hard or go home.
YOLO!
Okay,
YOLO
so
swag, bitch.
with that, I think we've done enough sidetracking. Grunting Pixel, if you want to go ahead and read the introduction to the campaign.
Right, I have no idea what type of voice I'm going to do, so let's
Doesn't
do
matter.
this.
I don't want to be the one talking on that.
Here we go. Is there any way that I can bring it up on screen for them too, without just slamming the Skype window over there?
If they go, well, yeah, you can go to the Roll20 campaign page and read it from there, and it would be on your video. But
screw it. I'll copy the text and put it in the video.
yeah. I'll put it up on my Twitch for. Well, I can't do that. Never mind, because it's too work. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
That's fine. Long ago, before time and existence, there was only light and darkness. The power of light was controlled by the great phoenix goddess Desanora, while the power of darkness was controlled by the evil shadow god known as Kyentye. Jared, spelling?
Kanye West is fine.
Okay, Kanye West. At the edge of light and darkness, our universe was created. With the coming of this new existence also came a struggle. The great Phoenix and Shadow God did not want to share power, so a war waged between the two. In the end, light and darkness collided, creating a great rift between them that stretched through time and space. The collision destroyed the two, shattering their spirits and turning their essence into crystal. 6 crystals, each containing a part of the goddess's essence, fell from the sky. Life, peace, courage, spirit, hope/destiny, and love. 6 crystals came from the dark shadow god as well. Death, destruction, fear, pain, time, and hate. The power of these crystal fragments created 2 worlds separated by a great rift. The realm of light and the shadow realm. Now, scattered throughout the land of Dovencrest. Shit, let me do that again. Now, scattered through the land of Dovencrest, these crystals lie dormant, protected by a powerful dragon's spirits, waiting to be reunited. It has been 100,000 years since the war between light and darkness. Many think the legend of the 12 crystals is only a myth. Yet the great continent of Dovencrest is filled with those who still seek these crystals and would use them for good and some for evil. In order for Dovencrest to survive, these crystals must not get into the wrong hands. As the legend says, if one was to unite all crystals, they would have limitless power and control over both realms.
Well done. Standing ovation. Well said.
Where's my Oscar, Leo?
Yeah, unfortunately we only have white people in the Oscar this year, so sorry.
Am I not white?
No.
I thought it was white. What happened?
Wait, this guy's white? Oh, shit.
Where's his Oscar? Give it to him.
All right, so I'm going to do a little zoom in of everybody's character. We've got Alex's character, Engor there, the dwarf. Nice little handsome dude. We've got Kade, Grunting Pixel's character, right there, little dragon boy.
Woo!
And then we've got Vivian, Steph's character. Nice. And then we've got our NPC who will be introduced later, Oktook, who's a bard.
Does he have, is that a guitar that he has?
It's a lute.
It's a mandolin.
It's an electric guitar. He's ahead of his time.
It's an axe.
And then the king, where you go to get your burgers. Burger King.
I don't get it.
Where come get a Whopper. Okay, I'm not good at plugging. Just kidding. I'm not getting any money from Burger King. In fact, I'll probably get sued
Burger
for that.
King, if you're interested,
All
I
right.
will gladly take your sponsorship.
So now for the yes, if you're listening, give me money.
I have a whole 81
I love
subscribers
McDonald's.
that
I mean
can
Burger
show
King.
off.
Shit. The other thing. Okay, so for whatever reason, you guys probably this is up to you guys, and it doesn't have to be decided now. But for whatever reason, well, actually, no. We decided we're going to start when you meet them. So you, Engor and Vivian, you guys have been traveling together for, let's just say, a few months or whatever. We know why you guys are out and about, but why have you two been traveling together? I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot here.
Yeah, you are.
All right, now Jared, I don't mean to sidetrack again. Sorry, I'm a noob at this. If for some reason you say something that doesn't make sense based on like the backgrounds and stuff, do I just like go, "Oh, damn it! Actually, that doesn't make sense."
No, call me
or do
out
I
on
just
it
roll?
because it needs to make sense.
Oh, I was just gonna say when I wrote my character in, it would have been right after they came out of their vision from session 0, so they would be like just together.
Oh, so we're still using session 0 thing.
We don't have to. I just thought we were, so that's
I thought
what I
we were
wrote.
just starting from scratch. Okay, well in that case,
No, it doesn't matter to me. I didn't know that.
For anybody who hasn't listened to session 0, why don't you guys go ahead and explain why you guys are traveling together? You guys, it's up to you how you want to roll with that.
Disclaimer: I'm probably not the best to describe it. Just saying.
Okay,
So.
Vivian.
We're still
it's
headed
all-
towards Vancouver. We're still headed to Vancouver, correct?
No, you guys were at the little
We were all at the pub, right? And I was
I'm
getting
just gonna
pissed.
go ahead and say I went ahead and wrote this as if you guys were going to the Kingdom of Light. That's my bad. I thought we were
Okay,
dumping
no,
what
it's
we
fine.
did in session 0 because Dan was making a new character. I thought we were.
Well,
dumping
I-
that.
No, actually, if we're going to the Kingdom of Light, that's actually perfect for my character
yeah.
because she wants to go to the Kingdom of Light
Awesome.
to.
that is perfect.
And I
Okay,
could even
alright.
come up with reasons why if you don't want to. I have no problem with
Okay.
that.
All right. Well, I can say like the reason why Vivian is going to the Kingdom of Light.
Well, it was why you were supposed to be together. It was the.
That's why we're supposed to be together. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just saying.
I have no idea why I'm with this dwarven guy.
All right,
I
no.
literally
That's the
couldn't
thing.
tell
Like
you.
we haven't established
No,
that. I
that's
think,
on
like,
me. That's on me. Do you want me to just go ahead and give you a little?
Go
just
ahead.
kinda
Yeah,
throw
read
that
it
in?
off to
Okay.
us.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say, okay, so Vivian.
Can we look at the map just so I have
oh
something
yeah,
different
I
to
just
show
wanted
the?
to have that just so.
But I want to
can
look
do
at the king
characters.
forever.
Yeah, we'll
There
go
we go.
back.
Just so I have
Okay,
something to
so,
look at.
Vivian, you are from the Forest of Vancouver, which is over Nya. And Engor, you are from the Mountains of Or, which is over Nya. It's this entire mountain range, so you could be literally from anywhere along that range. And
My character has absolutely no idea where he's from.
yeah, you don't remember anything, so it doesn't matter. You could be from the middle of the ocean over here for all we.
All
for we
that
know.
he knows is that he woke up outside of a pub. Jared, where's the best pub place?
Oh, jeez. Don't put me on the spot.
Oh, you got it.
Well, since you guys are kind of all near, we're just gonna say
it needs to be a pub that's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Wouldn't it be like
Okay,
Laurenvale?
boom.
Because like that's like the Hobbit town, or the Halfling town. Sorry, I said Hobbit.
Sure, that's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
Okay, so
Wow.
we'll do that.
Offending all hobbits everywhere.
Wow, we
Um,
really all did come from this little corner there, didn't we?
All right.
Okay,
So,
cool.
So you guys are on your way. So Vivian, you got wind that the king of the Kingdom of Light, Daniel Armiel, has there's an item, a sacred item that belongs to the Forest of Vancouver that the elder elf finds sacred. Now you're in half elf. I don't know how much of your heritage you care about, but it's causing all of Vancouver Forest or the Forest of Vancouver to kind of just be out of sync. They're losing their control over it, and
Okay.
this item is essential to getting it back in balance. And the word is that one of the kings knows something about this. The king is the king of Kingdom of Light, obviously. He is a king who has been around longer than most of the oldest elves. He has been around for over 1,700 years. He was blessed with long life after his efforts in the battle at the end of the Second Age. The end of that battle marked the beginning of the Third Era, or Third Age.
Should we explain what any of that is?
Huh?
Should we explain what any of that is?
Well, that's what the history roll was for.
Oh.
So, what you you guys know about this battle? It was between Drow and trolls and some other things. From whereabout is still unknown. Kade, you know a little bit more about this based on your history roll. You know that this battle was is what brought the dwarves and the elves and the humans together for like the first time in recorded history in a battle. You know that the dwarves brought the technology of their weapons. The elves brought their superior ships and their fleet, as well as their army. And then the humans brought their numbers and then just their knowledge of combat. And the king led the battle, and based off of his efforts and his ability to lead, to destroy these trolls and drow, which they were outnumbered like 3-1. The dragon spirits blessed him with long life because of that, and he's been the king ever since.
Okay, so I know that the dragon spirits blessed him with
only thing that the other two of you know is that there was a battle that marked the end of the Second Age, and you think it was between these dark elves and these hideous looking creatures, maybe trolls. You don't know.
Okay.
It's not a if you're not well versed in the history books, you probably would not that big of a deal.
I also think it's pretty funny that somebody with no memory knows all that, but I'll go with it.
Well, just because they don't have any memory.
It's like, but your memory comes back to you in fragments.
Okay.
You don't know why you know this information. You just know that you know it, and for some
reason it's
coming
just
to
there.
you. And,
all right, cool.
So the king is very popular because of this, and he's very respected. And the one thing is that comes with being a king is he's been through like 23 wives. He's grown old, and they've
what a
died
lucky
and moved
guy.
on, and then he's gotten remarried, and she died of old age, and then so on and so forth. But he's never been able to have a kid until his recent wife, who he's married to now, Eva. This is the first time he's ever been able to have a kid, and so he's very protective of her because he feels like she's some special blessing from the dragons because he's never been able to have a kid. He's had 23 wives he's been constantly trying with, and this is the only time he's been able to have kids. So you can kind of see why he makes her a big deal. So this is, again, all the history information. So only Kade really knows all this for whatever reason.
The only other thing we need to say, because we didn't talk about it, this rift here, I'm pointing out on the map, this big red line, there's, what do you say, it was winds so strong that each side doesn't know they exist. The darkness realm has no idea that the light realm exists, and the light realm has no idea that
the Republicans don't know the Democrats exist. No.
Can you imagine a world?
Right.
No, the realm of light, yes, there is this red line, just to kind of re-say what you said.
Because I didn't say it good enough.
Well, no, just to use, you said dark realm. I want to make sure I use the correct name.
Sorry, my
the shadow realm is unaware that the realm of light exists because when the two gods basically collided together, they created this huge rift, which is miles upon miles wide. It's essentially a wall of wind that goes as far up as you can see and as far down as you can see. In fact, in the oceans, the oceans just kind of go into the rift into nothingness, and you don't know where it's going or anything. But anyways, you can't see through the rift. You don't know what's on the other side of the rift, and it works the other way. In the same thing for the shadow realm.
And from what I understand, nobody has ever passed.
Nobody has ever passed. If they have, they didn't live to write about it.
Okay.
Or maybe they just really liked it and they just stayed there.
I like to imagine the rift is just like a full circle thing, and they just keep flying back and around the world, just like as a planet, just like orbiting through the rift.
Yeah, the winds
That's
are very
morbid.
strong.
I like it.
Like if you were to stick your arm in the rift, it would probably rip your arm off. It's like they're very strong winds, and you can feel the breeze from the winds at the base of the mountains. So it's quite a force, and you can see it for hundreds upon hundreds of miles away from it. But anyways, thanks for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
A lot of this stuff was covered in session 0, but I got to remember that we got to recover it because. Anyways, so the Kingdom of Light is Nya, and you guys are currently coming up upon Lorenvale here. So you guys have got a long ways to go.
Quite a trek ahead of us, say.
3,200 miles if you were going in a straight line, which you are not going in a straight line.
God, okay, I just want to point out, that's
a long
crazy. Like, that's more than the fucking continental United States.
Yeah,
like,
your average horse can go 20 to 30 miles a day. If you're not
God.
like
It's gonna take like a long time.
Hey, getting there is half the journey, man.
I guess so.
Actually, the campaign's gonna end when you get there.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah,
We didn't even
just
need
you
to build
getting
this
there.
whole shadow realm because
Because we took the whole time getting just to the Kingdom of Light, and by that
just-
time,
that's all it is.
by that time we're fucking 80 years old.
Yeah, and they're dead.
Eating fucking where they're originals.
I
That's
told
about it.
you we
Yeah.
mentioned the Castle of Light.
I
It's the
thought-
Kingdom of Light.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't remember.
Well, I thought when
Okay.
we got to the Kingdom of Light, we would have been given some word of originals.
I made a left turn
Oh,
at the
why
wrong
were we
spot,
here
and
again?
we're in Rin now. Oh, shit.
I think.
The
I
worst
think we're
part is
almost
none of
near
these roads
Kerala.
even connect together, so I have no idea how we made that turn.
I'm starting to feel the wind. I think we may be getting to the border of the Shadow Realm. I don't know, unless it's a windy day today.
And then we're just like, Vivian, how are you feeling? And she's like dead 16 miles back, like just didn't even notice she died.
She just died of old age.
Yeah.
She's like, where's Vivian? Where is she? Oh,
I
it
haven't
looks like
smelled the smell of lilacs in a while.
she always likes lilacs.
Liked. Remember, she's dead. It's past tense now.
So you find after having this long conversation, you find yourself have arrived at the Kingdom of Light at the end of this conversation.
Wow, that did not take
Wow.
nearly
That was
as
a
long
long
as I
ass
thought.
conversation.
Role play over.
No, so you guys are going to through Laurenvale. You're obviously going to go through the major cities to restock on rations and whatnot. Engor, you're out here seeking the. You've never been to the outside world outside of the mountains of Or. I'm correct in that, right?
Yes, you
so
are.
You're seeking adventure. You're seeking knowledge of the outside world, outside of caves and whatnot. So, so you come upon this very large halfling village. It's basically built. I mean, just for reference, ease of visual, just think of the Shire from Lord of the Rings, but like 10 times that size and a lot more populated.
What's Lord of the Rings?
Okay, well, let's take 30 minutes to explain what Lord of the Rings. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead and go on Wiki and look that up if you don't know what Lord of the Rings is.
Oh, so that's the one with Alma, the little girl, right? Samara, what's her name?
No, that's where this girl named Dorothy goes on this yellow road that's made out of bricks.
That's not the Lord of the Rings. That's the Land Before Time.
Wait, I thought it was Dory that was swimming and touching the butt.
All right. That's right.
All right. I was waiting for the butt joke to get in there, or penis joke or something. But anyways, so all right, now we got the penis butt joke out of the way.
That
Now we
joke
got all of
was-
our immature comments out of the way.
that-
We can actually start.
That joke was assetry.
I quit.
right.
Delete.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, that was the end of this. No, I'm just kidding.
None of that will make the final cut. Anyways, it's just booming. Everybody's like tending to their garden or like outside, just laughing on a bench, drinking. They seem to be very happy and careless as you guys stroll in. They do take notice of you. Kade, you're going to be coming in a little later, so we'll get to you in a second. It's just them two for now. And you guys have just met maybe a few days ago after an odd occurrence. It was like a bar fight, but then at the end it was kind of all of an illusion. Reference session 0 for more details.
There we go. All right. I hate to do this, Jared, but it is just about 9, so I do my quick little 5-minute thing. I'll be
Oh, really?
back.
Right when we get started? Seriously?
I'm sorry. It's not my fault. It took us an hour to get started. I'm
All
sorry.
right. Well,
I
we'll introduce you later, unless we want to take a break now.
Just tell a story for a couple minutes.
I just gotta take a pee really quick.
It'll just take
All
a
right, well, let's
We'll
take
take a
fiver.
quick 5 minute.
yeah, just a 5-minute break.
Sorry,
It'll be
guys.
a-
After 5, we will get started on this.
Sorry, we
All
won't be
right.
doing this anymore. This was scheduled way before we got started. This will be the last break, probably not. But we'll be right back.
I have returned.
Welcome back. You're the first one.
There you go.
Hello.
Yo. Yo. Dude, every like 5 seconds I keep on checking my order update for my PC to see if it's like gotten any further, and it hasn't.
I am back. Sorry, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We've been waiting for you for the last 4 minutes, so I'm just kidding.
Sorry, give me time to get you guys a picture here.
Picture of what? Your
Oh my God, is that Larendelle?
It's Orlando, Bloomville.
Florida?
No, this is Laurenvale.
Hey,
A little halfling.
Did you draw that, Jared?
Yeah, I
Did you
just
do
did
that?
it here in the 5 minutes we had. And
wow, that's
scanned
it. It took you 5 minutes to make that.
Yeah.
God, why does it take so?
I wish I could give credit to whoever made this picture, but I didn't have But whoever drew this, if you're watching, give me your name and I'll give you some credit.
But yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I know you're not.
Cool. So this is Laurenvale, you said, right?
Mm-hmm. This is the halfling village.
Laurenvale.
I might be an idiot, but what's a halfling?
Half elf, half human.
Oh,
Like, you know, the people.
No,
Yeah.
so Steph?
Wait, so you oh, that's right, you haven't seen Lord of the Rings. They're essentially a lot. Is that a legit question or are you making a joke?
I've never heard of a
I
halfling in my
can't tell
life.
sometimes. All right, halfling is essentially a hobbit. They are.
Why did you call them hobbits?
Because in D&D they're not called hobbits. That's Lord of the Rings calls them hobbits. In D&D they're called halflings.
Oh, well, there you go. All right, I know what they are then.
Okay, so let me go ahead and get rid of the. We will be right back. Is everybody ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, I'm gonna show that again just because we're now back. That's Laurenvale. You guys approach this. You come along this path down there at the bottom left. You see the little fence with the little path going up to the little tiny house. That's the path you guys are coming up on. You'll see like 17 halflings working out there in the field. It's about midday, and as you look up on the hill, you just see it looks like it's like looking at an ant farm. There's just tons of halflings. I almost called them hobbits too. Halflings working and talking and like drinking and all sorts of good stuff just happening. It looks like a very peaceful and happy place to be. For the most part, as far as you know, everybody is a halfling. If you don't know what a halfling is, it looks like a village full of small children with hairy feet.
Otherwise known as hobbits.
Yeah. But I have a feeling all of your characters know what a halfling or a hobbit or whatever is. So yeah, you guys go down this path and you see a person sitting in this little shack. Apparently his job must be to just talk to anybody who comes to the village to make sure they're not there to nuke the place. He comes out, kind of squints a little bit as you guys are walking, and then immediately kind of takes a few steps back. He like whispers something to another guy who just happens to be walking by, and then they both look and kind of squint, and they both nod to each other, and then the one continues to approach you guys, and he immediately is holding out his hand as to shake your hand, but you could tell just even from like being 20 feet away from him, yeah, he's holding out his hand like 20 feet away from you, that he's like shaking and he seems nervous. And he's like,
Aw.
welcome to Lorenvale. What brings a master dwarf and a half elf to Lorenvale? And he still has his hand out, shaking.
Oh, he's adorable.
Aw, and
poor
Vivian's
guy.
like, oh, we're just passing through, trying to make our way to the Kingdom of Light.
Well, you're
Yeah,
a
we're
long
just,
way from there, miss.
Yeah, well, what we're doing is kind of like really important, so the journey is worth it.
Oh, really important. He's like, oh well, um, it's like if it's not too much trouble, if you plan on going inside the city or our village here, our humble village, it would be most appreciated if you kind of left your big bulky weapons in the shack here. I promised I'll give it the best of security, just as a measure to not spook the other villagers. We try not to you know let outsiders come in with too big of weapons. It tends to scare them, as we don't use such things. And then he's like, you can tell he's like, idiot, why would you say that? Gosh. So he's like,
I'd like to consult with Engor. I turn to look at him and saying like, do you think it's a good idea if we just leave our weapons just
I don't really feel too comfortable with it unless they have some sort of some sort of lock or safe that they can provide us the keys to, or something like that, because
he shows
kinda...
you where he would put them, and it's like a averagely built wooden shack inside of their averagely built wooden building with straw roofs. It does not. It looks like if you punched it hard enough, you could shatter it into pieces.
So averagely built gets punched and shatters into pieces?
Yeah, it's not like elven build or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Vivian, I don't think this is... I don't like this idea. I think
yeah.
we should just explain to him the real the situation and the dire need for these things, and see what he says.
Okay. I turn back to the halfling and saying, I'm sorry. It's just that I understand your concern, but we don't really know you, and we would prefer to, because we're concerned about our own safety too, and we would prefer
You see a puzzled look on his face as you say that.
If you'd like, you could probably have somebody escort us the entire time.
Yes, that would be great.
And keep, watch on us if you'd like, and we'll make sure our weapons are always sheathed.
He scratches his head. He clearly looks nervous. He says, "Is there any way maybe you could maybe like cover them with a cloth, perhaps?" And he's like his voice is shaking when he's saying this. Just so that people don't see that two adventurers with big weapons are coming in. You understand where I'm coming from, right?
Oh, sure, we can certainly cover it up as long as it's with us. It's okay. We can cover it up. We can hide it.
Whatever you say, Master Half Elf and Master Dwarf.
It's gonna be so funny because Steph and Alex are just like normally talking, and I'm just gonna have to try to put on this like dragon voice the whole time. It's gonna be so weird.
So you see the almost at the very end of his conversation, he's like, the entrance is right up there, and as he's pointing, he's looking past you guys as you're looking at him, and he just kind of freezes, like his arm and his mouth. He stops in mid sentence, and he just kind of freezes, and he's like, "Is he with you too?" And he points behind you guys, and you see a rare sight indeed. You see what appears to be what sounds like the description of a dragon, but yet it looks like a human, also known as a dragonborn, which you guys, it would be safe bet to say you've never seen one before. You guys can roll me a knowledge. You could roll me a straight up charisma check, or you can roll me a knowledge. Let's go with nature. Or history.
Okay.
I'll take either or. Whatever's...
Okay, so... So you want knowledge and...
whatever's the better
history?
out of those. Either knowledge history or knowledge nature, or your roll with your charisma modifier. If you look at the skills tab at the very bottom, you have all the various checks, or a charisma check, whatever the highest modifier is for out of those.
Wait, where is knowledge?
Yeah, where is knowledge? I don't see it.
I don't see that.
I
Because
see.
there's
I see
insight.
history, and I see history and insight in nature.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what they are. They're knowledge checks. They call them like history is knowledge history, nature is knowledge nature, religion is knowledge religion.
Okay, so you want one of history, one of nature?
Yeah, whatever's higher. One or one. Well, yeah, you can roll both if you have them both. If you're proficient in both of them, you can roll them both.
Oh, there you go. Damn.
Sorry, I didn't
Okay,
mean to
so I'm going with.
So.
So I choose either the history or nature, whichever is highest.
Yeah, well, you're just gonna get different information.
Okay, I'm gonna go with nature.
I would hope to shout.
Okay.
Which is
So I can pretty much just share everything because between the both between Engor's history and your nature, you both pass.
Yeah.
So basically, between the two of you, you guys will figure out exactly what this creature is. It is a dragonborn. Now I know I've described a bit about them before we started the session, but you'll know everything I said then. And also that they have the ability to their color is based off of the dragon spirit that created them. 99% of dragonborns are created, are either you can either say created or chosen, because you can actually be born a human and be transformed into a dragonborn, or you could just be born a dragonborn. There's various ways you could do it. The color of your scales match the dragon that you represent or that selected you. So if you've got silver scales, the silver dragon elected you or has chosen you, and they're usually chosen for a special purpose. Not all of them go with it, but it is extremely rare to see one. Just to give you an example of how rare, people claim, again with the alien analogy, people claim to have been abducted by aliens and seen an alien. But everybody you talk to says, I've never seen an alien. It's as rare as seeing an alien. It's like,
Damn, that's a big deal.
Holy shit, aliens exist, kind of thing. So you could see people would take to that negatively or positively, just depending on who it is. How you guys react is up to you, but... They are a celebrity, whether they're hated or pop. You know, it's a rare sight to see. So
I also don't know if I have the usually this is the general manager's thing to do, but you notice that this character is not hiding the fact that he's Dragonborn. Like he's got his armor on and that's it. There's no cloth covering him up. Like his arms are exposed, his legs are exposed. Like this guy clearly is not trying to hide that he's Dragonborn.
And his scales are clearly gold. There is no doubt in your mind that he is of gold color, which is based on your rolls, probably the second most powerful dragon, second to only the platinum dragon.
Wow.
So yeah,
I'm special.
So your first impression has already been made, and you haven't even talked to the person.
Yeah.
And that's usually my problem.
Yeah, that's usually his problem. Exactly. So he's walking up here, doesn't give a shit about the fact that he's a dragonborn, just walking up here like, you know, for whatever, however, that's up to him. He pretty much described that. So yeah, you see him coming up. He's a good distance behind you. This halfling is literally frozen with fear. He's literally frozen with fear. He cannot move.
Oh my goodness. If he like literally frozen, okay.
Well, he doesn't like turn into ice or anything. He's just like he can't move.
Okay.
He's essentially paralyzed from fear.
Oh god. I turn to the little halfling. I'm like, hey, just are you okay?
Some like drool's coming down out of his mouth because he just can't control like his.
I wave my hand.
Just like stammering.
He can't even focus on sucking up his drool back into his mouth. He's so terrified. He's just like, he's terrified.
I reach out and grab his shoulder and kind of shake him a little bit. Hey.
That kind of snaps him out of it, and he's like, Is he with you?
No, he's not.
Oh shit! And he runs into a shack and slams the door.
I just love the idea of a hobbit going, "Oh shit!" and then just, like running.
Like straw from the roof like falls. He slams the door so hard onto it falls to the ground. And like people in the field, you hear all this commotion. Like, oh, get out, yeah! And they start scattering, and they're running up to the hillside.
God damn, I'm awesome.
Yeah, I told you it was gonna be a unique opportunity. Dragonborns are, it would be a unique roleplay experience. So, anyways, that happens.
Okay, now where am I in this now? I'm still walking, right?
Yeah. So you guys, so you guys go ahead and take it from here. That's unless you need more descriptions.
I completely walk past both of them. Like they're not even they're not even on my radar. I just walk right past.
Okay. Well, I turn towards the Dragonborn and just go like, "Hello, hey."
I stop for a second.
It's like a half elf.
Turn my head just a little bit to see behind me, and I keep walking.
Okay. At this point, Vivian's a little miffed. She's like, "Okay." Actually, I'm just gonna have her say it. "Hey," she says a little louder. "Listen, I know you're kind of cool looking and all that, but that's kind of rude what you just did. I mean, we said hello and you kind of scared the poor guy like out of his wits. Aren't you going to say anything about it?"
I just keep walking.
I
got.
At this point,
turn to Vivian. I sort of look at you and say, "Wow, this thing really doesn't
I'm
want to
surprised you guys
communicate
aren't afraid
with
of
us."
me, man.
well, here's the thing.
Well, they know what
Vivian,
you are.
Vivian can be a little bit of an idiot if you kind of, she's kind of like the grandma.
Take silent treatment.
She's kind of like the grandma's like, "I don't care if you're Satan incarnate. You gotta use your
You go to
manners."
church, young man.
You guys both also come from like places that are separate from the world where unique things exist. So everything that you're seeing out here in open world may be unique to you. So
yeah, but they also have huge nature and history checks,
yes.
so they know
So
that I'm rare.
they know what you are, but how they react is entirely up to them. But yeah, so,
I sort of just like make a double take at Vivian and just sort of like run up to Fedorius and sort of sort of out to him and say, hey man, I'm sort of like jogging next to him as he's like fastly running, like walking past
this dwarf that comes up to barely above your kneecaps.
Also, we should also clarify, I'm fucking huge, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
I am as tall as you can be while still being considered a mid-sized character. I'm 7 feet tall, and I'm 350 pounds. Like, I'm a fucking beast.
Yeah,
I tower over you guys.
So this small little 4 foot, I think I'm like 4'10" or something.
Like barely coming up. To
yeah,
my
this little 4'10" like guy, dwarf is practically like jogging next to this jogging next to this dragonborn, and I sort of, as I'm jogging next to him, I'm sort of like hey, what brings you coming into Lorenvale, just walking through this little town? Are you just passing through, or?
I keep walking.
At this point, Vivian's just like, okay, Dragonborn or not, this guy seems like a jerk. But it's like, I guess, why would you even be messing with him? At this point, she is extremely moved. And she yells at him, saying, "Hey, are you just gonna ignore us?" She says, or shouts, rather.
I stop in place. I turn to look at her. She's just standing there. I just stare at her for just a couple seconds. And then under my breath, I just say, "It's better that way." And I keep walking.
I'm Batman.
Vivian says under her breath, "It's better that way."
As Vivian and Fedorius are sort of silently flirting between the two, I sort of continue to jog along, jog along his side and say, "Hey, can you at least come over and just at least introduce yourself and tell us, just give us something? I mean, you're obviously here for a reason, and it's quite clear that you're kind of putting on kind of a production value to just continue and not want to say anything.
While he's talking, I stop and I just grab him. I pick him up. I'm holding him in the air. Like, he's just
all right,
like...
well, if you want to oppose this, you guys could roll athletics. But if you just, if like you just want to do it for roleplay, let them.
I want to have
I'm
throw.
opposing it, motherfucker. I'm opposing it.
Both of you roll athletics.
Okay, what I want to do is I want to have her.
I roll athletics?
Yeah, but yeah, that's how you do grapple checks. It's opposed athletics rolls.
Okay, so I just click on the little die next to athletics.
Well, what I want Vivian to do.
That's going to be hard to beat.
Wait, but hold on. I have a
Critical
question.
failure. But it's a skill
Oh,
check.
no.
I'm going to have to
critical
get used to this. I'm going to have to get used to this.
It's a skill
I'm gonna have
check,
to get used
so
to this.
you can't critically fail a skill check, but you can roll a 1 and do really bad, though. With which a 3 is really bad. But what were you saying, Vivian?
Oh, I was going to say, instead of, like, like, I don't know if her action will determine, like, what kind of role it is, but, like, I want her to, like, pick up, like, a large rock and throw it at...
It might not even matter, because he might just slip
Okay.
right out of my hands.
Well, we're going to take care of this, but then after this is taken care of, the rock is either going to hit or not hit them. So roll me a improvise. So basically, you're just going to roll me. What attacks do you have? Let's see something here. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, just roll your longbow for ease. You're obviously it's a rock's not going to do that much damage, but you're getting
So hit the attack
a
button.
dex
I hope it
base,
wouldn't do any damage,
So
just
you're
a
getting
rock.
yeah, and I'll apply the penalties appropriately, but okay, so it's not a 22. It's actually less because it's a thrown object, but But we'll get to that in a second. So first of all, you go to grab him, and for a split second, you forget that he's this tiny little dwarf, and it's hard to get down and grab him. and he's like, well, I'm used to fighting shit bigger than me, so he just kind of like grabs you and puts you in this hold, like as a reaction, and he's kind of got you grappled. Now, you can just stand up and potentially lift him off the ground, but he's got you in a grapple, and,
Okay,
and you are well grappled by this dwarf. And the dwarf can attempt at this point to pin you, or you can attempt to break his grapple, or you guys can just look at each other and be like, all right.
Can I intimidate him? Is that a thing I can do?
Well, you can, you can attempt to intimidate him, but you gotta, the role play is more important than the roll, so describe what you're trying to do.
Well, I stand up, and I want to tell him to get the fuck off me, basically.
Okay, so he brings you up to eye level with him, and you peer into his draconic eyes, and you see the slits that look kind of like snakes, or not snakes, but like cat eyes. The slit pupil, and when he blinks, he's got the 2 eyelids that go, and he's looking at you, and you see a reflection of yourself in his eyes as he says.
And my eyes are pitch black, by the way, guys.
As he says, "Get the fuck off me!" Well,
No,
you
I gotta do it.
Sure, go ahead.
Get the fuck off me.
He says that.
As I'm
And
in
then
the air,
a rock hits you in the head, Sir Dragonborn. Thunk.
Just bounces off.
Yeah, the thunk hits you in the head. It'll do.
I immediately
1 point
growl
of
and
damage
turn
because
around.
it's a rock. 1 point of
Yeah, I
damage.
immediately growl and turn to look at her.
Jerk, you are being completely rude right now, being all tough and mighty. I don't care if you're some kind of dragon god. Whatever you are, that is just rude. Stop
All right.
it.
I toss him to the side. Like, I just basically just let him go. And I basically just start charging at...
Here we
Viv.
go. This
This
was my fear when I said that you guys weren't traveling all together previously.
Well, she's being a little sassy, and my
Well,
character
you're-
can
All right,
stand
no,
by that.
this happens. This happens. But you do, before you charge her, you hear whispers, like in the distance. You hear, "He's attacking the dwarf! Oh my gosh, he's here to kill us all!"
Oh no.
Now, you guys, before all of this, again, still, you can roll me another knowledge, a knowledge history. It seems like the most.
Everyone, all of us?
You don't need to, because this is to learn something about you. So.
Oh, okay. God damn. Why is everybody getting these high levels and I'm getting a fucking 3? Damn it.
Vivian, you know that the gold dragon, his name is Ah, shit, I need my sheet. I have
Quentel or something like that. What did you say it was?
Quatave. I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing it.
Quantave, I think.
Make sure I'm pronouncing my own fucking name right.
I only
dragon
know that
names
because
are-
I wrote it down. I don't even know it.
Quataith. Quataith.
Oh, wait,
He is the
wait.
gold dragon.
Quataith.
Wait, spell it again?
Quataith. And I can put it on.
Quataith.
Yeah, here, I'll just put it in here.
Quataith.
Quataith.
TheOtherJared general manager is type.
Yeah.
So you know that the gold dragon Quataith, or however you want to pronounce it, it's pronounced several different ways depending on the language. That's why I keep saying it differently. Is the gold dragon, and he represents courage. So anybody who would follow this dragon, or especially something that represents a portion of this dragon, would be very courageous. Courage is kind of their thing.
In my case, it's almost to a fault.
Yes.
Just so.
So that may explain some of the behavior. Don't let that influence your role play. I'm just saying this is information to keep, that you would know. Just make sure you have all the
So,
information.
like, he's super courageous?
Yeah,
I'm born of the dragon of courage.
Yeah, if Quataith were to die, courage would no longer exist. It would cease to exist. So Quataith is the element of courage. It manifested into whatever form or whatever. So essentially, anything that is born of it would also probably have very high courage. It only makes sense. So.
Okay.
So he's not going to back down, especially from a simple rock, is what you'd probably gather.
Oh, okay.
But you take whatever you want out of that. That's your character.
All right.
And I'm not gonna go into high detail, but do know something about my character, and that is that my character is incredibly angry, and he doesn't take any shit, any shit, and that's all you've been giving him. So you put him in a very bad place. So
yeah, and you don't,
just
you
have
don't need to
that.
roll an insight to know that.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's charging towards me.
Yeah, open it.
I try to dodge out.
Well, here, I charge towards you. I stop about.
Will you drop the dwarf, or are you charging with the dwarf?
Well, I drop the dwarf.
Can you at least give me a ride?
The dwarf is grappling onto you, so the question
But I
is
thought
the
you said I
dwarf-
grabbed him and put him towards my eyes. That would make me having a
Well, no, he grabbed onto, say, your arm, and then you just pulled him up. So he's still grappled onto your arm. It's
And I
just,
can't
you're
just
so
throw him
massive, you just pulled him off. So you could try and shake him off, but that's opposed grapples again, because then he's trying opposed athletics, because he's trying to hold on. If he's still trying to hold on while you charge her.
All right, well, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll athletics to try to throw him off, and if he gets thrown off, he gets thrown off, and if not, I'm taking him with me.
Okay.
I'm taking him with me.
Regardless, you're charging after her.
Yeah, so should I roll the athletics real quick?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if that means I won or not.
Yeah, you beat him. So you shake him off, and you're kind of shaking off dwarf as you in mid charge.
All right, and then I charge and stop about 20 or so feet away from her, come to a dead stop, and then I just roar, scream, fire into the sky. Like that 15-foot cone just comes out towards the sky, and I'm just screaming.
All right, roll an
just
intimidation. Making a
huge scene, just an absolute huge scene.
Roll intimidation. All right, so
let's roll.
Yeah, if you guys want to try not to be afraid of this, I'm gonna need will saves. Will saves are on your core tab on your character sheet. If you go to the core, the dice, the core stats where it says wisdom there.
Can I just say that this is fucking fun?
Yeah.
On the far right where it says save, yeah, that's the save. So there's saves and checks. Checks are on the skill, saves are on the. So anyway,
that's a good will save. Oh, ouch, Engor.
None of those made 24. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, you guys, this is very terrifying. You guys have never seen anything breathe fire like this before. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that too.
Okay.
It's 15-foot cone into the air of fire. You guys all feel the heat from it. And it is fucking terrifying. In fact, screams fill this entire city.
And immediately once I'm done with my
I'm not
roar...
even going to roll for them because they're all fucking scared shitless. Those that saw it.
immediately once I'm done with my roar, I get back into like a really aggressive position, and I just say, "Back down."
Okay, very timidly, I'll be. My character's shaking, and I'm like, but very timidly, I'll be like, "Could you at least apologize to my friends?" To the halfling and to my dwarf friend.
I
please?
just look confused for a second, like, that? What? And I shake my head, like, quickly, just to shake it off, and I just turn and walk away.
Do you have knowledge nature, Caden?
If I go to where do I look to know
Skills. It's just if you're proficient in it or not.
that? Knowledge nature?
Yes. Or just nature, sorry. It was called knowledge nature in 3.5, and I'm used to that, so...
I'm not proficient in nature now.
Okay, so you could roll me a straight-up intelligence check, which if you go down there to unskilled, go to unskilled intelligence check, you can roll that.
Is that under core stats?
It's in the skill tabs, all the way down at the bottom of that window. You'll see the 6...
Oh, okay, unskilled in check?
Yeah, roll that. Okay, never mind. You didn't make it. So if I don't tell you anything, it means you didn't make the save, just for future reference. So you look at her and you're like, there's something about her that looks unique or different, but you're like, whatever, and then you go about doing whatever your character wants to do. So
Yeah, I just turn to start to walk away.
Okay.
Now, I don't want to say anything to like influence this, but just so you guys know, my character knows your character's names for a reason that you don't know yet.
that was probably
So you guys-
it's probably a better idea not to tell them that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it should have been better if
Well,
you
I
like...
just didn't. I don't know how this is gonna keep going.
Try
I
to
didn't.
keep player knowledge and character knowledge the same as much
Okay.
as you can. I know it's
All right.
impossible.
I
to
don't
do
know
that,
your name.
but as much as you can. I mean, if you want to tell me that information, it's the more I know, the better. But
Well,
I already know that. So
Yeah, you should.
But anyway, so go ahead.
Sorry,
Okay.
you didn't hear that. Your characters didn't hear that.
Okay,
Wait, what?
okay.
What?
So at this point, like, I kind of recover a little bit, and I run over to Engor to check to see if he's like all right. I'll be like, "Hey, man, you right?"
I'm trying to have because I'm trying to think of like a voice.
You guys should do voices. It's funner that way.
Yeah.
But I was like, that stupid Dragonborn thinks he's all
I love it.
thinks he's all strong and shit. He ain't got nothing on
Oh,
me.
shh. Listen. I know.
Why are you both British?
I don't know. What are they like? I don't know because it's fantasy.
When he's
Why
scared,
not?
his voice turns
Yeah.
to like.
When I piss
British.
myself, I'll get a British accent on.
Thinks
Sorry.
he's such a fucking master. He ain't got shit on me.
Okay, I totally understand that. He is being a bit of a jerk, but I don't think right now hitting him with rocks and tackling him is a good idea.
I'll crush him with my axe if I have to. No problem there.
I love it.
I
love
mean,
every minute of it. Everybody,
I mean,
just keep role playing. By all means, don't
Okay.
stop role playing. But while you're role playing, just when you get a chance, roll me perceptions. But
Okay.
continue.
Damn. Sorry.
Wait, how you guys doing that so fast without like going into like the
If
character
you,
sheet every time?
open up your character sheet, you can just have it open.
Yeah, and you could double click.
Whoa!
You could double click on the top of the window to minimize it. And then you can. That way, it's not covering everything.
Oh,
God, that sucks. I even had a proficiency and I got a fucking 7.
perception, baby.
Yeah, and then if you double click it, you can close it. There's no reason to have it closed because I'm not seeing anything on the map, so I
Yeah.
just kept mine open.
This is
Um,
another mystery dice, Dan. Just you're gonna have to get over it.
I know, I'm doing it.
he's doing
All
it.
right, go ahead.
Damn it!
Oh.
Okay, go ahead.
So I don't know where else to go with
That's
this.
the only reason why I said that. Like, what I did say is because I wanted to give you guys something to do to get me on your side, but I didn't
Wait,
know.
I have an idea. Okay, so
That's
Vivian's
not-
like,
yeah, you don't need to concern yourself with that. That's my concern. You just
Okay,
roll
that's
the
fair,
character.
that's fair.
Worry about
Sorry,
role-playing
I'm new at
character.
this.
No, that's fine. we're all helping each other out here. So,
Forgive
so
me, I'm green.
Vivian.
Go ahead.
Vivian's like, okay, I you know what? Any other day I would 100% agree with that, but I am curious about him. I mean, come on. He was just shooting fire like not 2 seconds ago. It's a walking dragon. Would you look at? Why don't we follow him? Why don't we see where he goes?
Hey,
All right, let's do it. I want to see where this fucking
All right.
douchebag goes, anyways.
All right.
And maybe sometime we'll get some payback, but not today.
Not
Alright.
today.
Okay,
That's okay.
the DC for the perception was only 10. So Vivian and Engor, you see well, actually, you hear it before you see it. You hear the sound of a half-orc talking, and he seems to be
Half-orc?
telling a story. Yes, he's. Oh, this one time I came to village, and
Fucking
everybody wanted me to sign these pieces of scroll for one reason. They called them autographs. It was amazing. You know, he's kind of, they're not robots, but you know, he's
I love how he had
sounds
like a
dumb.
perfect stop between everything. Like it was amazing that thing that I did see at that one point that I was there and there was people to be seen.
So, but you clearly hear him carried on a conversation, and as you hear that, assuming you look in that direction, and you see a half-orc that looks very like buff, intimidating, or whatever. He's got this huge like lute sticking out from his back, like it's wrapped around his shoulder but hanging from his back, and he is talking to a halfling that is walking with him. And the halfling is like, they're both like moving their hands as if they're like telling this epic story or something.
Now, when do I interject with an action? Do I
Whatever
wait
you
for-
want. Just
Okay.
don't interrupt me. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, that's
Go
what I
ahead.
mean. Like, I mean, it seems like you're going somewhere with that. So do I say now that you've stopped talking, or do I wait for you to finish what you're doing?
Yeah, you
or
could have
how-
said, well, as they're doing this, I wanted to do this, and then, but just so I get everything out that I wanted to say, and then. But
Okay.
go
Well,
ahead. What do you
as
think?
they've noticed this half orc, I have gotten to the building that I watched the halfling that was talking to them go into, and I just start banging on the door. Just
Okay,
like, trying to get his attention.
So he shut the door so hard, and this wasn't a very well built door. You bang on the door, and actually after your third knock, you break one of the top hinges off of the door. And the door caves in a little bit, and you just hear the scream of terror inside. He's like, "Don't kill me!"
All right, now I don't want to hurt this man, so I stop banging at that point.
Okay.
I don't want to break his house. I'm not
You
trying
see,
to.
a few copper pieces fly through the opening in the door that you created at you.
Aww.
He's like, "Take it all. That's all I have."
All right, I look down at the copper pieces that hit the floor, and is the door unlocked now at this point, or is the lock broken?
You
Can
feel
I
like
just
if
open
you
the
just
door?
kicked it with your foot hard enough, you could open it. I mean, it's.
But I don't want to break the door. I just want to
Oh,
open.
without breaking it, it is technically locked.
Okay, I lean down and I pick up the. You said it was copper pieces.
Yeah, it's like
pick-
four.
I
copper
pick up
pieces.
all 4 copper pieces and I just say, "Look, I don't want to hurt you."
Okay. Meanwhile, you guys are hearing this conversation and the half-orcs conversation, so interject whenever. But
Okay, can we? Oh, sorry.
I also just want to say one more disclaimer. I'm workshopping this voice as we go, so if for some reason, like one time I'm like, "Look, I don't want to hurt you," and the next time I'm like, "Look, I don't want to hurt you," like just
Yeah.
know that I'm just trying to find his
you
voice.
don't need to worry about it. Anybody who does a
Just
voice of
saying,
role-playing goes
talking
in and out
about
of it. Yeah.
Anybody who's never done role playing in their life and they just
Oh, yeah.
stumbled on this video for whatever reason, just
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Okay. All right. So yeah, just I'm gonna continue going on. If you got whatever I've given you guys information, but I didn't say anything's directly affecting you. So in that case, you guys just tell me when you want to do something.
Okay, can we listen into the half orc story?
Yes, you hear both conversations. You can focus on both of them if you want. It's really up to you.
Oh, can I?
Yeah. So I mean, if you really
Okay.
like, I know I realize like, listen, you can't really technically get every word out of both conversations. If you want to focus on the half-orcs conversation.
Wait,
The
wait,
dragon
My
Vivian.
that's
right
fine.
ear is
Vivian.
for the Dragonborn, and my left ear is for the
I'm
orc.
just letting you know you hear
Wait,
both
Vivian, I have an
conversations.
idea. I say.
Yeah.
Love this
Go
word.
on.
How about you focus on the half orc, and I'll focus on the halflings. We can discover what's really
Half-
going on here.
Okay, sure. All right,
Alright.
so I listen into the half orc conversation.
Okay.
And I'm obviously listening to the
Okay.
to
Well,
the
whatever
halflings.
the role play between GP, and well, you'll know that. But the half orc he continues to talk, and then he rolled terrible on his perception, so he's caught up in conversation. So it takes him a while before he sees you guys and stops. But he continues on with a little bit more of a story. And he says, "Oh, and I made so much a pile of coin, like I must have made like 19 or 20 silver pieces. It was a good night." And the halfling's like, "Oh man, you really got him good that night, huh?" And he's like laughing. He clearly sounds like he's his squire or something, just kind of.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah. What?
Would that halfling not have heard me screaming like the top of my lungs?
Oh no, the halfling. I rolled for them. They rolled a 7 on their perception. They're engaged in their conversation. They're not paying attention to anything else but their conversation.
All right.
So that's
one of them is like, "Did you hear something?" The other one's like, "No, I didn't hear shit." It's like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah, and they're just looking at each other as they're walking. I mean, they could, if a tree was in front of them, they'd probably run right into it. So that's what they're talking about. Vivian, if you're just going to continue to listen, that's fine. You give him the copper pieces back and say, I don't want to hurt you. Or, well, I don't remember, actually. You just say, I don't want to hurt you.
Yeah, the door was closed, so all I said is, "Look, I don't want to hurt you," in my voice.
I don't want to hurt you. So you hear that, Engor. So, yeah, continue on. So he's like, okay, but I don't... He's like speechless. He doesn't know what to say.
Okay. I take a deep breath, and I lower my voice, and I just say, "Look, could you just open the door?"
Promise you won't hurt me?
I promise. Wait, hold on. I want to redo that. I promise. That wasn't even better. Okay, keep going.
That was the exact same.
It wasn't even better.
He stops for a second because you said "I promise" twice. Like he doesn't know. No, I'm just kidding. No, so he's like,
"Whoa!"
It's basically just like a small little wooden hatch that he like lifts up, and the door just kind of like he's got to like pull it really hard because it's now dragging on the ground from the damage done to it, both from him slamming it and you punching it. Oh, I'm sorry, knocking. And so he's like just pulling it, dragging on the ground, and you see this little halfling head poke out from behind the door.
All right, I crouch down to make myself smaller, so I'm not quite as like horrifyingly intimidating, and I give him back his 4 copper pieces, as well as 3 more, and I say, "That's to fix the door."
Oh, most gracious of you, my lord.
My lord.
What can I do for you?
I'm looking for someone.
You hear him kind of mutter to himself, "Please don't be me. Please don't be me." He's like, to what is his name, Sir Lord? He can't even speak right at this point. He's just terrified.
You're the one that greets people at the gate, right? Or should I be looking for someone else?
Typically, Bogle does it, but he's sick today.
Is that the end of his statement? Is that it?
Yeah, you can tell he's terrified.
So that if anybody came in here today, you would know.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Can I help?
All right.
Well, while you're thinking of that,
I got it.
I'm sorry. But this is a good point to jump to the other conversation. So, at this point, they're in their conversation. They finally stop being oblivious when they're like 10 feet away from you, Vivian, and see everything that's going on, and or hear everything that's going on, and they're like, and then whoa, did not see. Oh, but what? Huh? As they're like, they see you, and then they see the dwarf, and then they see the dragonborn, and so he's like, and then what? So then they kind of freeze, and kind of are in a state of shock, almost not terrified, but just they didn't expect to see what they saw when they looked up.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I really wouldn't know how to interact, because they're just 2 people in the conversation.
Was your intent to just listen in, or like?
Yeah, it was just to listen in, really, to hear what they were talking about.
You do a great job until they're like 10 feet away from you and finally notice you.
Oh,
so
okay.
oblivious to what's going on.
You're really good at listening. You're not good at hiding.
Yeah, okay. Oh, hey, yeah, crazy, right? I mean, listen, do you know any way to defend against a dragonborn or anything like that?
Okay, go ahead.
The halfling at this point, when you say that, does a 180 and bolts. He says, "You seem to have scared my halfling friend away." That is.
I mean,
okay.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Is the dragonborn? And he points over to the dragonborn. He said, "Is that a dragonborn?" First of all.
Well, he's actually a big jerk, but yes, he is also a dragonborn.
He's not a dragonborn. He's an asshole. But I mean, technically, he's a dragonborn.
Is he attacking
I mean,
that poor hut, and whoever may be in poor hut?
I don't know what's going on with that hut, but it'd be nice to have somebody to help me out in case things get a little hairy.
All right, and it's,
oh boy.
I want it to be aware that, like, I'm crouched down, my weapons are sheathed. Like, it doesn't look like I'm hurting anybody at the moment.
But it's one of those
and
things
then
where...
I'm sorry.
No,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, as I'm listening to all this, and Vivian's talking to the half orc or whomever, I sort of just run over, I sort of run over to her, and I sort of look her in the eye and sort of shake her and say, he's not totally a jerk after all. He even gave the halflings 3 more pieces of gold pieces, it just to fix the door.
All right, and as he ran, as he ran, I heard him. Like his armor, chick, 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 chick. I heard him. I look behind. I see him that he was behind me and is now running towards Vivian.
Yeah, well, he was just listening from wherever he was. He doesn't necessarily have to be right behind you.
Well, whatever.
That was why there was a perception. If he was right behind you, he wouldn't need to roll perception.
Either way, even if he was 25, 30 feet behind me, he's running with metal and armor and weapons. Like, I heard him run. Unless you want to challenge that.
No. I get what you're saying. You just said behind you. I just want to make sure that was clear.
I thought that seeing as she was approaching the orc, that he was also approaching me. I just assumed that was the same thing. That was... I assumed, No,
I just thought they were just standing where they were and listening. But anyways, that doesn't matter. That's fine.
That's all good.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Is it my turn now?
No, we're not in initiative, so you guys just go whenever. There's, just say what you're going to do.
I just want to interject and say to Engor, like, wait a minute. Really? I don't seem to believe you. Like, I don't know, the other 2 seconds ago, he was just being a rude butt.
I swear it, I swear by the mountains of Or, I swear to you, he was actually being nice, and he even gave 3 copper pieces to the halfling. It was quite amazing. Before I wanted to kick his face in, but now I don't really know.
Vivian's still a little skeptical about this, and she's like, well, you know what? Fool me once, shame on... Well, actually, that's the wrong quote to use. Well, because I am a stubborn person, but I learned my lesson. I won't, try to start anything, but I want to make sure that little halfling is all right. I mean, the guy just, spew fire from his mouth. I'm still not over that. Like, we gotta check out the little halfling out.
Yeah, that's what we said today.
All right, let's go. Let's check out.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
If something happens in the past and for some reason I don't remember exactly what happens, am I allowed to ask for clarification?
You sure can, yeah, man.
Did the halfling ever get their names? I don't think they did.
No, he's
No.
okay. So just for clarity's sake, you guys you've seen your share of people guarding cities and towns or villages or whatever. This is not his normal job. He was filling in for someone, and he was not very good at his job. He was about to let you into the village with weapons, even though you're not supposed to do that. He was just terrified. I mean, come on.
All right. Yeah, because I was going to ask the halfling their names, but, I mean, if he doesn't even know, then... I mean, I'm still going to ask, but I was just curious if he...
Well, he said Bogle was supposed to do this normally, but he never gave his name, no.
No, but I was meaning if the halfling had ever asked Engor or Vivian their names
Oh no. he
when
did
they
not.
had.
Yeah, no, he
Oh, okay, that's perfect. That's all I need to know.
Okay.
So I want Vivian to come over to like the halfling, like not in a threatening way or anything, just to ask him like, hey, is everything okay? Like, is this somebody starting anything kind of thing? So yeah, that's what I want my character to do.
Okay, well then do it.
All right, so she's doing that. I don't know if I need to roll or anything.
No, you walk up and ask.
Yeah, just role play it out. I'll let you know when you need.
Okay. All right. So I walk over there, confused by the whole situation. Like maybe 5 minutes ago we were just entering a city, and now we're just dealing with this mystical being who just almost tore everybody's head off. And I walk over to the elf. I'm still pretty shaky, so I'm not super confident about it. Because, this is a dragonborn thing. And I'd just be like, hey, hey, is there a problem here? Is everything okay, Mr. Halfling, sir?
As they walked up, I noticed them walking up, and I just sigh and shake my head. Like, you've got to be fucking kidding me right now, these guys. Like I'm not. It's not even like I don't get angry. I'm just like, oh, you kidding me right now?
And I kind of like make eye contact.
He says everything's okay as long as it's okay with the Lord Dragonborn.
I love being called Lord.
And then I look at Lord Dragonborn and go, well, is everything okay?
I just give her a look, just like a what the fuck are you doing to kind of look, just like.
And I just I kind of be like, oh, okay, yeah, good, great, glad to know everything is okay.
And then
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
And then myself.
This is all happening simultaneously. So you and the half-orc are still they're doing your thing too. So things that you guys do can't interrupt what they're doing. So the half-orc at this point, he has his hand on the handle of this big club he has. But when you say that he's actually good, and he kind of takes his hand off, and instead puts his hand on his lute and kind of slides it around into a position where he could play it. Oh. And he says, I have a cure for even the most darkest of hearts. And
please use that right now, please.
And you all begin to hear the lute playing. And it's not very good. Well, actually, let's see how good it is. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be.
Check my
It's
wow, that's not a bad performance.
He starts
It was a golf clap.
going to town. He's like, "Been a little cotton eye Joe. I've been married." Don't know.
This will cure your big evil heart. Listen to this song; it'll cure your heart.
He says, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. And you guys all need to give me will saves. Every single one of you, even the little fucking man.
Really?
Yep. Bards
And that's
are awesome.
underscore stats? Or
That's wisdom, right?
Is
Is that wisdom?
Yeah, your core stats. If it's a save, it's on your core stats. If it's a check, it's on your skills. So.
Right, but that would be wisdom, correct?
Yeah, wisdom. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Again,
just want to make sure.
Used to 3-5. I gotta.
No, it's fine. I just want to make sure I'm hitting the
Can
right
we do
one.
a really, really quick pee break before we figure out what the results of this amazing tune is?
Sure.
All right, it'll take me 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Let's see here. The
Don't forget flush.
DC is 13. You have to beat a 13.
You have to beat a 13. You have to be 13 or above.
You have to 13 or above.
Okay, well,
So,
I'm 18.
Yeah, you two. Yeah, it looks like everybody's good. So it's good, but not good enough.
Damn.
Well, except
not
for it's
even
good enough
fucking
for
Vivian.
the halfling. The halfling. It says Oktook, but it's actually that's wrong for the halfling. The halfling. Who's over there with the halfling now? So it's Vivian, the Kade, and then the halfling. So Vivian, you see the halfling. He kind of he was hiding behind the door and poking his head out. You see him. He kind of releases his grip on the door, and he smiles really big, and he starts singing along. But he doesn't know any of the words, so it sounds terrible. He just like essentially is just repeating everything the half orc is saying, as if he's mesmerized by this song, or like he's singing his favorite song or something, and it came on the radio.
And nobody else is affected by this?
No, it doesn't seem to affect anybody else. Just for some reason, this halfling.
Okay. Welcome back.
I was holding that in for like 15 minutes. I just had to get it out.
That's all right. You didn't miss anything. Just, the halfling just is really enjoying the music. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, cool.
Yeah.
So it's a little weird. He's singing to the song very badly.
Okay, so how did everybody check out?
Everybody passed except for the halfling.
Which means what?
Which the halfling is now kind of like enchanted by the song, and he starts trying to sing along, except for he doesn't know the words, so he's like repeating. Well, he was hiding behind the door, and he had like this tense grip on the door, poking his head out, but then he releases his tense grip and kind of like gets this huge smile on his face and starts singing along to the song. And
but we don't care. Like
you guys don't care. No, this is just a halfling.
Okay, so I kind of look over to Kade and sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
And be
I was gonna react not aggressively, but quickly.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
Fine.
Well, I was gonna look over and be like,
what you're gonna do, and we'll decide.
Yeah, that's
okay.
How
all
it
right.
works out.
So Vivian is kind of like glancing over to the dragon or Kade, and she's like, kind of timidly like, "Hey, so you like music?"
Okay, I
Like,
immediately
you
stand
like
up.
Stuff.
You like stuff? You like music? Because this is pretty good. I mean, what do you think? What do you think? Like trying to make like, "Hey, don't kill me! I'm trying to stop."
Shortly into him playing, like he's gotten like maybe 3 chords in,
Yeah.
I stand up and turn to look at him,
Okay.
and I'm just giving him like the glare, like the mom glare,
nice.
just
well,
straight at
I'll
this
roll
man
on here.
for playing the music.
Look at that. He is determined to keep playing this music. He is. If you want to roll the intimidation, you can. But
I'll do it just for shits and giggles.
You gotta beat a 20.
It's gonna be hard. Yeah, I didn't do it.
He this guy. I mean, he's playing
doesn't
in
give
front
a
of
fuck, man. He
all
just
sorts of
looks
audiences. I mean, maybe not Dragonborns, but he's playing against some shady fellas, and he is dedicated to his song. It doesn't sound very good though. But yeah, so he continues.
I look at him directly in his eyes. I'm like, that's not even from this century.
He's like, it's a classic.
I just look at him and I just, under my breath, just go, stop. Just stop.
To the halfling or to the half orc?
To the half orc.
The half orc's like way over there by the dwarf. He just got into the.
Oh, so I'm not even like.
Yeah, like if
I
you
didn't
look at
realize
the
he was so
picture
far
here,
away.
he's like over here, and you're like right here.
No, I didn't realize he was so far
Yeah.
away. All right. Then never mind. I don't even talk to him. I just look back at the halfling, and I say, because everything's been all confused, whatever. I just say I'm looking I'm looking for 2 people. Let me. I gotta figure out this voice. I'm looking for 2 people.
He seems.
Got a good like
He
this.
does not respond to you. He is mesmerized by this music.
Well,
In
it
fact,
seems like
he like when you start talking, he sings louder to like go over your voice because
Wow, he's got some confidence.
really likes this song. It's like this is his jam.
I always believed I could fly as a halfling.
I always wanted to fly. I love this song.
Vivian kind of like raises her voice to go over the halfling so that Kade can hear her, and she's like, "Well, it seems like the halfling is not taking any calls right now, but I can sure take a message. Who are you looking for?"
I believe I can fly.
That's great. That's great. Who are you looking for, Mr. Dragon guy?
All right, I lean in, I take my hand, and I gently just kind of like nudge the halfling into his house, and I take his door and I slowly close it and just close the door.
He's
You
like,
can hear singing
I
from the
believe
inside.
I can fly. I can fly.
Like it's like the door's closed. He's separate, and I said, I'm looking for 2 people, Vivian and Engor.
at this point, I kind of just like have a look on my face, like, huh. I kind of turn around and just.
He starts like incorporating their names into the song. He's being charmed. If you haven't guessed, so he's kind of not in the right state of mind.
And I just kind of like gonna go, huh? Who? I mean, Vivian and Engor? You sure? Those are. Oh wow! What a coincidence! Because
that was a perfect reaction.
Wow, that's my name is Vivian, and that
before she even gets to finish, I just go, "Oh, you got to be fucking kidding me!"
I wish I was.
Credits roll.
Good Lord, the great gods in the sky.
Go to
wish
break.
I was.
Is there any form of ID in this world? Is that something my character should ask for, or is it just
It's like a scroll. It's like
it's just like I just like, can I see your ID, and just take a piece of paper and just write your name on it?
No, like certain people, like obviously the knights of the kingdom would wear a certain armor that you would clearly know it's a knight of the kingdom of light sort of thing. But no, I mean she just looks like a ranger. But you rolled to see how much you knew about rangers, and you failed that roll. So.
Well, fuck your RNG then. How about that?
Okay, so at this point, I'm just like, all right, this is getting weirder by the second. Might as well wave my friend over. So I kind of wave over to Engor to signal him to come over here.
At this point, I am turned away and my hand is over my eyes. I'm just like face palmed right now. Like I'm rubbing my that area between my eyes of like that thing you do when you got a headache. Like I'm just like,
okay,
you've got to be fucking
I have to
kidding.
bring something up. Every single time, this happens every single time there's a Dragonborn in my campaigns, which is like, this is the third time, so it's not like it happens all the time. But every single time there's been a Dragonborn in my campaign, they have face palmed. At least once every session. I don't know why.
That's amazing.
It's weird.
That's awesome.
That is
really
amazing.
Weird. That just threw me.
That's hilarious.
That threw me to the side
It's
when
a
you said
trait. It's a trait in the Dragonborn gene.
No, it was actually a running joke in my last campaign, like facepalm. It was just, wow, that's weird. All right, anyways, go ahead.
That is weird.
So as Vivian sort of waves me over, I sort of run over and I say, "What's the problem there?" You know, something like that.
Vivian's like, there is no problem. That's the problem. I think we're this dragon solution.
And then I sort of look at the Dragonborn
solution.
and I say, "You mean that we're supposed to be working with him, right? Are you yanking my chainmail or what?"
She's yanking my chain.
That's good. That's good.
Yes,
Oh, you yanking my chainmail, you what?
Halfling is at this point probably annoyingly incorporating everything you guys say into the song. He's like, she is yanking his chain.
Mail. You forgot the mail.
Chainmail.
Yeah. Well, wait, I don't want to interrupt too much. I'm just so. Anyways, go ahead.
That's what this channel was founded on. Interruptions.
Yes,
Interruption.
right. I forgot where I was. But anyways, continue.
So I turn over to Kade. I'm like, all right, so why are you here? What do you want? I mean, obviously somebody gave you our names, so what do you need us for?
What do you need us for? People just tuning in to have her just like.
I continue to like rub my head and just like you've got to be kidding me or whatever. And you said, what do you need us for? So I just turn to you and be like, it's a long fucking story.
Oh, is it as interesting as what this one is so far?
Oh boy.
What?
What? So it's a long story, huh? Well, I mean, we're here. I mean, I don't. Listen, buddy. Okay, I just want to. I just want
time to spare.
We've got time to spare. I just want to let you know that
Jared,
I feel like this
Jared.
Budweiser commercials, like you know, like we
Jared, it's
salute
just
you,
like-
Mister. Sorry, go ahead.
And you're just like still stammering because that's all she's doing. Just like, but if you
Just answer the question.
Okay,
it was love at first sight.
Vivian is just at this point like flabbergasted. Like she entered this city, this dragon thing that no one has ever seen before came in. She threw a rock at him because she was dumb. He tore almost her and his companion's head off. She is just flabbergasted, and everything is just hitting her at once. Where like she doesn't even know how to deal with the situation anymore. And she's like, "Okay, listen, I understand it's a long story, but I mean, this is you're gonna have to shed some light on the situation because honestly, I am talking to a walking dragon, and this is not normal. So I'd like to have more answers. So maybe we could be a little bit more cooperative because I'm."
While she's stammering,
he's a fucking walking dragon.
While she's stammering, I just stop, I turn around, I put my hand out towards her, and I say, "Look, I don't need to explain myself to you. All I need to know is where you guys are going."
Where are you going to?
Wait,
no, that gets annoying.
No, it's fine, it's fine. Right. The Kingdom of Light?
Why?
Listen, I don't think I'm going to answer any more of your questions unless you start answering mine. Because, you could be some kind of assassin. I don't know. I mean, you're pretty scary.
Do I look like an assassin?
No, I mean, maybe if an assassin was kind of blunt and big and had
I look at her and I growl.
I mean, assassins can growl too. I don't know. Is this a compliment or I don't know. Hurt me.
It's basically you're making fun of him, so he's just like, ugh.
Okay, jeez, listen. I mean, kind of see. Listen, buddy. Listen, Mr. Dragon. I try to see it from my perspective here. Me and my friend here are just wandering over to the Kingdom of Light to get some stuff figured out. And I'll be honest with you, you're kind of intimidating. My apologies for my rudeness matching your rudeness back there, but this is a lot to take in. So, I mean, maybe if you kind of help us a little bit, maybe we'll help you. So, again, why do you need to know?
I get down, like, into her face. Like, my dragon snout is, like, inches from her nose.
Or you could feel the heat emitting from his
Yeah, like,
breath.
I am just, like, right in your goddamn grill.
Jeez.
And I just say, "Look, I have had it up to here with this bullshit. Just tell me where you're going."
Okay, he's being super rude again. Can I, like, resist, like, that intimidation or whatever?
Well, do I need to intimidate at this point? Because, like...
I'm kind of
she's
scared.
She's resisting, then do I need intimidation?
She said the Kingdom of Light.
And I just hear that and go, "Oh, okay," and just walk off.
Oh, okay, cool.
So do I roll an intimidation then? Is that
yeah, if you're, I mean, that's pretty intimidating.
Well, she said she wanted to resist it, so does that mean I roll?
Yeah, roll. I'm not used to
because I'm not going to do anything
PCs
brave.
Roll intimidation on other PCs. It happens. It's a rare occurrence.
Oh.
Hey, we like being rare.
And
so you
okay.
need to do a save of some sort, right?
Will save. There you go.
Okay, and because I have expertise in intimidation, I get the 18, right?
Yes, you are an expert at intimidating, so we're going to give you, we're going to say in a tie that you're going to win. But
I have an 18, right? So if I have an expertise, I get to choose of the two, right?
No, expertise, you're just rolling at you get the +2 for your proficiency, and then you get another +2 on top of that because you're an expert.
Okay, so I won in the tie then?
So you don't get advantage on the roll. You're getting more.
Hey, all right.
More added to your dice. So
I'm learning, Mama.
That's all right. But since you do have expertise in it, I'm going to say that you win the bout here. But she knows what you are. You've already intimidated her once. She doesn't seem to be as afraid, but you still are a scary motherfucker. So.
Yeah.
She does. I mean, Vivian, you're going to react to it.
Okay.
Or it's going to scare you a bit. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So she's like, okay. So.
By the way, Engor, you see all of this happening.
Yeah.
You're just watching.
So.
You're just watching.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel
just
free to chime in whenever you want, Al.
It seems like, I'm referring back to Session 0. Session 0, she wanted to go to the Kingdom of Light because she wanted to get, like, she was having these visions and she wanted to have answers to them. Mm-hmm. Is that like what you did mention earlier that there was also something with like some kind of artifact or whatever.
Yeah, there is something. You imagine it's either some sort of artifact or some sort of essence or something.
Did she see that in her visions?
I'm sorry?
Did she see that in her visions? Is that how she knows
your
it?
visions are kind of what narrated what I'm about to say. That you saw visions of a king holding this object, and I mean, again, you've spent your entire life in the forest of Vancouver, am I right? I mean, how far traveled are you? I guess is a good question to ask.
Well, I don't know if this
have
changed.
Have you been to the Kingdom of Light before?
Let me check the bio. I had in my bio that she used to live in the Kingdom of Life as a child, but then moved to her parents, pretty much where the forest is.
So you see a vision of the king of the Kingdom of Light holding this like glowing orb in his hand, and then you also see and then like way back in the past, you also had another vision of the same looking orb being stolen from the forest, and you made the. I'm just going to go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to say that you made the connection that this was stolen and somehow the king has it now.
Okay, yeah. All right. So she's kind of like, okay. I'm not going to get into too many details because believe me, this is a little weird, but I get visions sometimes, and I think something was stolen from my people.
This
and
is going to be a really, really bizarre request, and I didn't mean to interrupt. Steph, is there any way you could do, like, some sort of voice? Because it's really hard for me to differentiate when you're just talking in general and when your character is talking.
The better way to do it is if you don't want to do a voice, just anytime you talk out of game, just say, okay, I'm saying this out of game, or out of game, what are you doing?
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
then
Whatever, just some way
can
of...
be considered in-game.
Yeah.
Okay, so Vivian says, I... been getting visions, and just visions of something that was stolen from my people lies within the Kingdom of Life, and I am going there to retrieve it. It's very important to me and my people. So, that's enough.
I'm still just like inches from her face, just like breathing, and as she's saying it, I kind of just keep my eyes locked on her. And as soon as she finishes, I kind of, calm down, and I kind of pull my head away from hers a little bit, and go back to a normal standing position.
Whew.
I sort of run over to both you guys and just sort of, like peer upwards to the skies in order to look into Cade's eyes and just sort of say, is it? Are you back to normal now? Are you back to your normal self? I've seen how you were to the halfling with paying for his door and stuff. So are you gonna sort of explain explain yourself to us and so we can help you out?
I look at him, just kind of square in the face. Kind of just like almost yeah, almost like it's almost like I'm thinking, but I'm also just kind of like giving him a look of just like, give me a little bit here, like I almost like I don't have to explain myself, but it clearly looks like there's gears turning in my head, and I just say, look, I don't want to hurt anyone, not unless they give me a reason to. But I've made my whole entire life as an outsider. I do things on my own, and I don't rely on anyone. So forgive me for being a little out of my element here.
Well, see, and that's where we come in, you see. You're looking for Engor and Vivian, which, more I say, is me and, your little lover over there. So, why don't you try to take a little step back and, let us work as a team,
Vivian gives Engor like a glare, like, what are you talking about? But she kind of like, she understands that he's kind of being a little cheeky. Himself. Yeah, cheeky, because she's like, okay, this guy, it's not the first time. Yeah, and she kind of goes back to Kate and she's like, Yeah.
Well, while you were
Okay.
looking at him and giving
Okay,
him
yeah,
the
yeah.
look, I returned to standing up fully, and I'm just looking out over the plains, just not even looking at you guys, just like looking out over the plains, and just that's it. So go ahead.
So it seems like you're just. I'm talking to Kate, by the way. Just a little more misunderstood, if I take it correctly. If you need any help, I mean, it is kind of on the way, and we could possibly, maybe, potentially help you out on the condition that you could potentially, maybe, possibly not kill us.
I just chuckle, like you just see my like I'm looking out at the plains still, and I just don't worry, I'm not gonna kill you.
That's great, awesome, fantastic. So, what?
I'm sorry.
She's like trying to
Wait.
like, she's still shaking like the whole thing. She's kind of like high pitched. Don't kill us. So now that's out of the way. What is? Are you heading anywhere? Are we going anywhere right now? Like, what are your plans?
Does anybody else hear that?
Yeah, that's a heavy wind. There seems to be a heavy wind. Hopefully they can't copyright me on sound effects.
Oh, so you
that's
are
in the
sound
game.
effecting.
I thought
All
this
right.
was like,
Yeah, I was like, is somebody's mic fucking up? Like, what is happening here?
oh man, do you feel that?
No, continue roll. I didn't want to interrupt the role play, so I just did
Oh,
the
okay.
sound.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
that's
So
fine.
is
I was
that
just
something
like-
that a character should notice?
Yeah, it is. I mean, the wind just starts picking up.
Now, do I see this in the trees? Because I'm looking out.
Yeah, you
at
guys
the-
all notice it, no problem.
What time is it?
What has it been? You guys have been sitting here doing this for, well, in game, all of this probably took place in 10 minutes, if that.
Okay, but like, what time
But
is
is
it?
it is it the time
So
of the
it was,
picture?
it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon when you got there, so
Oh.
it's 1:10.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's like, ooh, it's kind of chilly. Kind of.
Well, because what was the last thing you said, Steph? You were just asking. Oh, is it raining now?
Oh no, I just downloaded 2 sounds. Sorry, I like the other one better. Continue, ignore me. Sorry.
I'm just like saying, is it raining now?
What's going on?
It just goes away in a second.
Should I check to see if there's anything ominous in the wind? Like, do I get a feeling about it,
Knowledge
or
nature. Anybody who has it.
I
Sorry,
think I.
nature, not knowledge.
Now, what if I did investigation?
It's
Does
straight
that
up
apply?
intelligence. Those are your 2 options.
right, got nature.
Investigation doesn't technically apply here.
Okay,
Hold
so
on, let me
knowledge
see. Hold
or-
on, I said.
So I just do nature.
If you don't have nature, it's a intelligence roll, which I think if you just roll nature, that's the same thing because you don't.
So
have
if I'm
proficiency.
not proficient in nature, I do a core stat intelligence
yeah,
roll.
just do nature because if you're not proficient in it, it's not applying your proficiency bonus anyway. So it's
Damn, I'm
Wow.
a churl,
He's got it.
You're like the fucking nature mastermind.
which is hilarious because I think it's one of my least.
Yeah, you got a plus
Nice
2 to it,
stat.
but you rolled a 19 on the die. So, all right. So, let's see here.
Both rolls.
Vivian, this is your bread and butter. I mean, you know nature. And it's,
Yeah.
Engor, you're like, gosh, we don't hear wind that much in the
Okay.
caverns of.
And goes just like,
Oh.
oh, it's just the fucking wind.
Yeah.
I mean,
God,
so special
why
about
is
that.
it-
it's a regular occurrence.
Why have we stopped
Wind
talking?
happens every day, you know, whatever.
But you two know that this is there's some like you're like, okay, the wind picked up, that's weird. And as you start looking around, you notice that this is not an ordinary just breeze of wind. There seems to be something living about it.
Is there cows flying through it?
Searching your knowledge, you know that this could be an elemental of some sort.
Oh snap. Okay. I'd ask everybody in the group, like, hey, do you sense?
Before you do that, you asked me a question before the wind started interrupting.
Yeah.
What was the question?
I didn't mean to. Sorry.
No, I was just messing with you.
Yeah, I was asking like, okay, so what now? Essentially, like, I was asking like, where, what are your plans now? Should we continue, um, continue
Well,
on?
well,
What
you
is your?
said you were heading to the it's a city of light. Am I right about that?
Yep, yep.
What was one of the D1000 rolls? I don't know what that means.
D1000 rolls.
D100 million rolls.
No,
D100 million.
1,000 rolls.
Yeah,
D-
pray I don't ask for
D1K.
D1000. Yeah,
Um,
D100. Yeah, that was one of the D100 rolls that you guys didn't know anything about for that. Again, that's
It
all I
was
can
just
tell you.
whether or not wind would happen.
Nope, I can't. That's all I can tell you.
Fuck you.
Uh,
All right.
I just kind of like pissing off Dan. So.
I know it's great. Everybody does. That's how Kade ended up in this situation. Everyone likes pissing him off. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Steph?
Yeah, go ahead.
Where to now?
Oh yes, right. And I say, well, you said you needed to go to the City of Light, right?
Yeah.
Well, then let's do it.
Alrighty. Nobody needs a pit stop anywhere.
Well, alrighty, whatever.
Okay.
Is that how you really react?
I like whisper. I sort of like mumble to you both. I said that was good because if we had to make a little more encounter with you, Dragon Boy, I would have slit your throat open. sort of like jokingly like chuckled.
Oh my god, I kind of like elbow really hard
She
into
elbows
Engor,
really
like,
hard, and I just like turn and just growl, just like right in his fucking just like. I don't know. I can't growl.
I kind of like squeeze in between them, like, haha, we're friends, okay? No killing today. We are going to the City of Light, or the Kingdom of Light, sorry.
I stand right back up, and I look at you, and I look at Engor, and I'm just fucking with you.
Oh,
I sounded like
jokes!
that.
He's got jokes, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, okay.
Vivian is weird.
No, she's half. No, she's actually playing half elf pretty well. Half elves are ever the diplomat. They are they're a bit human, a bit elf, but they are probably the most diplomatic race. So it makes sense that she's the voice of reason and peace. So
I'm also not gonna lie. This is probably one of the best improv exercises you could do. Just
Right?
having to make shit up for an entire 4 hours. Like that's pretty good.
It's
Pretty good.
Expand that 4 hours to 24 hours, and that is my life
imagine
here.
being on my end of the table.
Oh, God.
Okay, so that's it. Like I just say, so we're going, and you're like, okay, let's do it. And that's it. That's.
Well, I mean, we were heading there anyways.
But you're just gonna let this fire-breathing rage monster who
Otherwise,
sometimes
he'd slit my
knives the
throat and eat me
halflings.
for breakfast. I mean, he says he's not gonna kill me, but the guy, I threw a rock at him and he almost did. Like, I mean,
And you're not curious or anything as to why he's doing it. He's just
well, I asked several times, like, what do you need us for? And he's just like, I'm not telling you. And
just asking. Go ahead.
All of that is great.
Oh.
Try to incorporate that into roleplay if you.
Oh, okay.
Because I have to pee, so. I'll be right back.
Me too. I'll be right back.
is
Okay,
it a
so it's
time? Can we
just-
take it like a 10-minute, like,
Well, not 10 minutes, I would hope.
Unless you have
2-minute?
to take a shit.
No, I'm good.
Let's just role play it out. All right.
Yeah.
So do you like sex? No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa!
Just jump right into it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, so
Woo!
I said that we I said that I need to go with you or whatever, and then what was your response?
Oh, you're gonna go. Wait, you're gonna go with. Okay. All right. So, apologies. I just want to, clean slate. Starting over, you guys.
Before you even get started, I like immediately cut you off, and I just say, "You're not even remotely curious as to why I'm doing this."
Well, to be fair. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I mean, it's not like I'm really gonna tell you, but you're the first person who's never even asked.
Yeah, because even there's a limit to my stubbornness. I've been bit and cut and bruised too many times to really be that persistent. I mean,
I don't know. Based on how you were acting before, I didn't think you were ever gonna let up.
Well, let's just be okay. Listen, you were being rude, That is just a no.
I was minding my own business.
No, you were you were giving people the cold shoulder. That itself is rude. You just don't do that. I mean, even if you don't like somebody, you at least give them like
Maybe if you were more like me and minded your own damn business, then there wouldn't have been a cold shoulder to give.
Well, maybe if you weren't flaunting your sparkly scales everywhere and acting all tough.
I'm not gonna hide myself! Just because your kind can't stand to see mine!
Well,
I felt really rude. I feel bad.
Get Shrek feelings.
Shrek!
oh, shoot. Sorry, man. I mean,
Damn, dude.
Sorry, I hit a nerve there. It's just that, I mean, sometimes
Smoke
the
is
step
just
of getting
coming out
people...
of my nose right now. Like,
Okay.
I'm clearly like you struck a fucking
nerve. Yeah.
Not just a nerve, but a fucking nerve.
Like
Yeah.
a motherfucking nerve, man.
I kind of looked down at the ground, kind of just like, whew, sorry for hitting that nerve there. But, I mean, maybe if you were being a little nicer, people would be less afraid of you. Maybe even like you. I mean, the coin thing you did with the halfling there, that was kind of nice. I mean, if you continue doing that, perhaps we, might see some gradual improvement about the people. And maybe try smiling a little bit. Not baring your teeth. That's not the same.
I turn and I just glare at you with just like the you are going way too far type glare. Just like
that's the thing I was talking about. That's intimidating people isn't the answer. I don't want to get too philosophical or whatever, but maybe just
enough.
A little less. Okay, all right, okay. So
Can we please all get along so we can just do this right for the first time?
I'm trying.
Hey, Mr. What? I don't think you and I had a proper introduction, Mr. They call you Fedorius, right?
How you wouldn't know that on number one, but yeah, you just ask me who like what's your name?
What? Okay, scratch that up.
That never happened.
It doesn't seem like we got a proper introduction. What you go, boy, Dragon Man?
Dragon
The name's Fedorius, but you can call me Kade.
Kade, that's got nothing to do with your name, mate. What's that all about, you know?
I don't even know how to respond.
That's the best voice for my guy. That's the best voice for my guy.
Oh, your name's fucking Kade. That makes no sense. Your name's Fedorius. Maybe just call you Fedora or Eus or something. But I'm fucking Kade.
I kind of do interject a little bit. Yeah, that does seem a little bizarre. You got a funny story behind that, or?
I'm back up to looking out at the wilderness, just like clearly not even remotely into this conversation right now. Just not responding, just off in my own little world.
Hey, Kade, if you're gonna ignore us, at least let us know when you're gonna ignore us, right?
Again, I kind of like punch Engor like at the side and just be like, "Listen, are you amnesiac, or do you have amnesia?"
All right, I don't know whether or not to do this yet because I don't know if Jared's back, but I wanna pick you up. I wanna grab your ass and just like lift you up.
Grab my ass or her?
Yeah, I just wanna pick you up and just like.
Oh God! Jared comes back and we're all like fighting again.
Well, I'm just disappointed because Jared probably missed like the greatest development in our characters that we had, which is when you hit my sore spot.
Yeah.
But Jared's too busy diddling his ween out there right now.
Jiggling his ween, McLean, dude.
I think that mine was in athletics, right, to pick you up. Is that what I said last time? Do you remember what you rolled, Jared, or Alex, or Engor, or Stephanie, whatever your name is?
I don't know.
I think it's you do an.
This is what happens when the general manager leaves. We're just like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
There's so many buttons. Where's the D1000?
Let's both roll a D100, Alex, and whoever wins the grab. Okay.
Okay. Good deal.
The game's so
All right.
bad.
Ready to do it? Let's do it.
Yep. 3, 2, 1.
Click.
Oh,
So I pick you up, man. I have got you in both hands. I have lifted you 4 feet off the ground, and I'm holding you right next to my face. And I'm just staring into your eyes. And I would say, I don't kill out of pleasure, but I might start if you don't start showing some respect.
I just sort of like
locked.
I just sort of look at you, and I'm you can tell I'm like kind of nervous, but at the same time, I'm just sort of like, you know how dwarves are. They're just all sort of like,
Yeah, they're super smart.
Yeah, they're just oh, you don't kid yourself, you little dragon man. It's okay. I'm just fucking around with you.
All right, and then I believe that you have to do a Constitution save for this. I'm intimidating your ass.
No, he has to do. It's not Constitution, isn't it? Isn't it like a no? Just
oh yeah, no, is it not Wisdom?
Because it's will, right?
Wisdom isn't will. I thought Constitution was will.
Wait, let's see what I did.
Yeah,
Saving throw. Yeah, it is. Wait, just kidding. Yeah, it is intimidation, and then the saving throw is wisdom.
Oh,
so you
Okay.
GP, you roll intimidation, and Alex, you do a save for wisdom.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, will. I keep saying, or wisdom, yeah, I keep saying will.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
So, I sort of like.
Piss yourself.
I sort of piss myself, but at the same time, I'm just sort of like, it's all in good fun, right?
It's a good fun, right?
Right?
What? What? Say what?
Good.
So yeah, I sort of I'm getting a little bit shaky, but I just sort of chuckle to myself and like look you and like sort of like pat you on your little like snout and like it's all in good fun, right? You know, something like that.
He cuts you in your little snout.
As soon as you touch my snout, I just growl, and I stare at you for a second, and I just say, "You're not fucking worth it," and I just put you right back down on the ground.
I sort of laugh and say, no offense to you, man, just making good fun. And I sort of like hug your leg, and just sort of like, try to show some compassion to you.
I know that Jared said that like the characters will evolve, and I'm totally okay with it. But it is really interesting to see like the original Engor versus like what he is now, and the original Vivian and what she is now. Because like the original Vivian was kind of drunk, and she was like Steph is now. But now she's like completely sober and like 10 times as like much. We're like, oh, I'm just gonna be as sassy as I can be, la la la. And you're just like, oh, I'm a fucking jokester, you stupid little white, you son of a bitch, goddamn, gonna fucking get caught and shit, chip cheerio. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, what is happening? I love it.
Can you guys
Love
hear
it.
me?
I hear
Yeah.
you, Jared.
All right.
Welcome back.
Thank
We're still arguing in the plains,
No,
by
I've
the
been
way.
back
We,
for like
Yeah,
5
you
haven't
minutes, and
moved.
You guys just haven't been able to hear me for some reason. All right, so
You missed a really good character development while you were.
no, I'll listen to it at work tomorrow. I have a
All right.
note to myself to listen at that time to what happened. So
I'm
if you
just
were
kidding.
trash talking me, I'll hear it.
No, so basically me and Alex had a little bit of a scuffle, and Steph and I had a character development moment, and now we're just probably going to start moving on our way, or talk about the wind, or do whatever the general manager says.
yeah, what do we do,
So,
General Manager?
You guys have, decided that you're going to travel together and head on your way together towards the Kingdom
Yep.
of Light and not kill each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, this is important to know. All right.
Although I might kill Alex if he keeps being a snarky piece of shit.
He's
That's
a dwarf. That's how dwarfs are. Especially dwarfs who don't get out much.
the last time we checked. I just said he wasn't worth it, so we'll see if that changes.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Pick on somebody smaller than you.
I mean, come on,
That's-
pick
that's
on
not
someone
cool.
that's smaller than you and hasn't really had any contact.
Pick on someone
outside
your
of
own
the-
size too, there, dwarfy.
Yeah, so go pick a fight with a giant.
Yeah. Go pick a fight with another dragon.
Dwarves are cocky
Maybe
bastards.
an
you
infant
know.
giant. Yeah, that'd probably be a 7-foot. Yeah, maybe a child giant. There you go. That's someone your own size.
There we go.
All right.
Big guy.
All right. So, you guys don't even step foot past the entrance cottage there, and just leave Laurenvale in your
Rear view
dust.
mirror.
One thing to keep in mind: our rations. You guys have got a long travel ahead of you. There are several cities you can go to on the way, but
How much money do we have? Because I just made up 3 brass the last time I...
whatever the starting gold is. All of the equipment I gave you without cost to your... I mean, usually
Now,
you
what's
get
the
your
starting
starting
gold?
gold, and that's what you use to spend. I'm not doing that. The starting
It's in your
gold
inventory.
varies from the class. It's actually in the book.
I've got 200 gold pieces.
I have 0 coin, it
Did I
says.
not?
So
I've
thought I
got 4
did.
coin. What's GP? Value of all coins converted to
Gold
GP.
pieces.
So I've got 200 gold pieces. Oh, and the coin weighs 4. Okay, that's what's going
wait,
on.
where are you seeing this? You said inventory?
Inventory,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, I have 0 on all of it.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh,
your character. I
shit.
probably put it on your old character. Look on that sheet here.
You removed that sheet, so you're just...
Oh,
able to
I
tell me.
removed it. All right. I don't know why I said it like that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I removed it. I forgot. Silly me.
You have 160 gold pieces.
So
Man,
under
I'm a poor
GP,
ass.
I do
Damn.
160.
Dude, GP,
Yeah.
you know what that also stands for?
Gary's
Yeah.
penis.
Yep.
Yep.
That Gary and his penis.
Dude, why am I so fucking poor?
I rolled a d4 and then the multiplier. Yeah, barbarians, they get a shitty multiplier towards their starting gold pieces because they're barbarians.
We spend it all on alcohol and sarcasm.
Wait, love. Yeah,
Probably
we
should
are.
have given you a little bit of a bonus because you're like a dwarf and you could have maybe had access to a little bit more.
Pickpocketed it from with your nose.
I
I could always increase my GP, with your permission there.
Yeah, no,
That'd be,
No, you can't.
Well, no, that's your gold pieces, but we'll say you have like a gem or something that's worth
Oh!
like
want a
60
gem.
Oh, yeah.
gold pieces. Or
I'm about to
something.
type that in, baby.
Oh, a
Gem.
gem?
I
What?
don't care.
60. Oh yeah, 60 GP, baby.
Yeah, I'm a bit generous when it comes to that. I mean, it's first level, so I mean,
Oh, and I want a gem too then.
like 100. You're a fucking dragonborn. There you go. There's your gem.
Yeah, that's your fault. So give me the
like,
goddamn gem,
just
would
rip
you?
off one of your scales and it's worth a lot of money. Okay.
Oh, can I do that? That's awesome.
All right. So, anywho,
Anywho, so
moving on.
now that we're thoroughly derailed,
Yes.
On
You
our
guys,
journey towards
again,
the kingdom of light.
With whatever rations you have, don't worry. You have a ranger amongst you, and rangers are really good at keeping people alive in the outside of the cities.
so
I don't know what I'm
rations
doing.
Do I have?
Huh?
How many rations do I
I
have?
mean, just without us ever having a discussion, I'm gonna say you have probably about 2 weeks.
4,000.
2 weeks is pretty generous. Usually it's about a week, but so
How do
you
we
got 2
know?
weeks
Where's that
worth.
information?
It's just me making it up.
Oh, okay.
Normally you'd have to buy these with starting gold, but I didn't want to boggle you guys down with a whole bunch of like.
We're
having to
newbies.
keep
We
track
get
of that
freebies.
Stuff. Yeah. so
Yeah.
normally you'd have to buy all that shit with your starting gold.
How much is one ration?
Oh, I don't have this stuff memorized, guys. It's
What a terrible
very
general
cheap.
manager.
Yeah, how dare me not have the book memorized?
That's fine. I was just
let me
asking.
see. Let me look at my cheat sheet. Maybe it's on there.
Also,
1
while you
million
were
gold
away,
pieces. No.
while you were away, Jared, me and Alex settled a dispute by each of us rolling a D100. We didn't know what the hell we were supposed to do, and we didn't want to wait for you, so we just did that and picked the better of the two
okay.
rolls. Okay, just let you know.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go say for 2 weeks of rations, it's
$1
5 copper
billion.
pieces. I don't know. Whatever. I don't care.
You say 500?
5 copper pieces.
Oh, okay. How many coppers per gold?
Okay, so it's think of it like the metric system. So 10 coppers for 1 silver piece, 10 silver pieces for 1 gold, 10 gold for 1 platinum.
What's an EP?
That's their new gold system that's new to 5th edition. Something. I don't use them anyway. It doesn't matter. You don't need to worry about that. I don't
Okay, so
use it.
ignore that.
Yeah, and when we're in the if we ever go to the Shadow Realm, they have a whole different currency there, but we'll worry about that then. If that happens.
While you do your metrics math, I have to pee really bad, so I'll be right back.
Oh, come on.
Hey, you had to pee last time, and at least mine didn't
I'm
take
just
as long as yours.
No, I also had to refill my drink, though, so... And my wife talked to me, so... Fucking wife.
Ooh, shame on you talking to your wife.
Yeah. She'll pay for that. She'll pay for that dearly. With
Roll
hugs,
intimidation.
With hugs and kisses and snuggles.
Aww.
Aww. That's so cute and weird.
Oh my god.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Alright, well, sorry anybody listening to,
Yes,
for this to
grade
continue
A
on,
quality
but we're waiting.
content.
That sounds hot. Well, I might as well just run to the bathroom again, even though I don't have to. Might as well push it out.
Yeah, push it out.
Squeeze the tube.
the fun out of it. Alright. Well, I guess we're on break again. Thought we had a quick one. But I stand
Yeah,
corrected.
well. You know what they say about breaks. You just can't have enough.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Something.
Is that what they
something
say?
like that.
Some, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Alex is dead.
Alright, waiting on Alex now. Everybody decided to take the break after the general manager said. But see, now you got me calling it general manager.
Oh, I love it.
Alcohol's kicking in. I'm just kidding.
Where are we headed to now?
Waiting on Alex, but you guys are on your way down the next nearest city that you guys are probably gonna have to stop at for rations. Oh, wow! There's the half work thing. Oh, I almost forgot about Mr.
Oh yeah, we just leave him.
Silly bard. So he's like stopped singing after all of this, and after like a brief moment of looking puzzled, kind of like puts his instrument away, and he says, "You Dragonborn, huh?"
Yes.
Do you know that you are rare?
You know, actually, I hadn't even thought about it.
Yeah.
Of course, I know I'm rare.
You could draw very big crowd for me. I mean, I would like to get your story down on paper. Or parchment, I mean.
Well, as flattered as I am, I don't think that's gonna happen.
You won't even hardly notice I am there.
Is that my turn to go?
Is he proposing
You
to
don't
come with
have
us?
to
Like,
say
is that?
anything, you just ignore him, but that's what he says.
Oh, I didn't know if you were still talking. Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
What did you say?
He
What
says,
was it?
You will hardly even know I am there.
So wait, are you asking to join us now, or for me to give you my
Let
me retry that.
Let
Let me retry that. Are you wanting to join us now, or are you wanting to give me my life story?
I wish to travel with you and write about what it is like to travel with a dragonborn and turn your tale into an epic novel that everyone will read, and it will make us both some coin. And as soon as you hear coin, the rogue part of you may or may not chime in. It's up to you.
Well, I look at him, almost interested when he says coin, but then I immediately snap out of
Let's
it.
go ahead and throw a persuasion in the mix.
Oh
there.
shit, son,
Oh,
get
shit,
wrecked.
you fucking.
I might actually win this one.
half work.
So I just do persuasion.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, sure, why not? But that's technically not what you're supposed to do. He's trying to persuade you, so it's against.
Oh.
I guess wisdom save would be how I do it. I don't know if that's how the book does it, but I feel like that it's
Well, I'll do it
your
anyways.
willingness to. Wow, not too much better, but better. Yeah. I mean, he's clearly, he
got my
sees
interest
a
for a
jackpot.
sec.
He sees like he's spun the slot machine, and he's got 2 sevens, and he's just waiting for that second 7, and so money signs. He clearly he wants to make money. He's got a story that he can have here. So
But after all that's said and done, I say, well, it's not up to me, and I look towards to Vivian.
Why not me, mate? No, I was kidding.
oh well.
Because fuck you. That's
He says,
why.
to mention it, now that you mention it, the story of a half-elf, a dwarf, and a dragonborn traveling together. Oh, I would sell thousands. I mean, it would be a story so great to tell it would be in history for all of time. Is what I really meant to say.
Do we get any royalties? Vivian asks.
Of course, it is your story. Why would you not be able to share in the profits? And he smiles really big, and he sees like big yellow orc teeth and his 2 tusks coming out, and as he gives you this like huge, awkward smile.
Well, I mean,
You could roll insight if you suspect that he's lying.
oh sure, I'll do insight. Why not? Why not?
You what?
Should I roll it too?
Yeah, anybody can roll it if they think he's lying.
Ooh, get strapped.
Okay, you all. I mean, Kade. Okay, sorry. All right, only Vivian and Kade rolled. Okay, sorry. I was gonna,
Hold on.
Oh!
Vivian, you're like, he could be telling the truth. Kade and Engor, you guys are. You feel like he is being sincere, like based on how he's presenting himself and talking. He seems
was
to be
Alex
sincere.
Sorry to interrupt, but did Alex roll the wrong thing, or?
Oh yeah, you rolled sleight of hand.
I'm just.
You did a little sleight of hand on the GM there. I see what you did there.
Yeah, slot I do. Hold on. No, wait.
you
I
pressed
thought it was insight, right?
Yeah, it's
Insight?
Insight, not sleight.
What did I press?
Sleight of hand. Although that is a good sleight of hand roll.
Oh! You have no fucking clue.
Oh!
Yeah,
Get
you're
strapped,
like,
homie.
You're like,
Sorry, Alex.
what did he say? Why do I give a shit? I don't know.
I don't know
Roll
what's
play
going
however
on.
you want, but-
Did someone say something?
I gotta take a big shit. That's all I care about. All right, so yeah,
So
Steph, you don't really know. You don't. You're like, he could be telling the truth. Who knows? The dwarf, you're like, you don't even know. And Kade, you feel like he's being sincere. Like he would actually, at this current time, the tone of his voice, how he's presenting himself, all of that good stuff sounds like he's being sincere.
I look at I've been looking at Oktook, and I look at Steph and Vivian and Engor.
Who's Steph?
And Vivian's kind of like, I could be, and then Alex just like, what? Like he doesn't even know what's happening.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah, like he has no idea what's going on. And I look at Vivian, I just say, I trust him.
Okay, sounds good to me. The big dragon guy here thinks you're okay. I think we're okay here.
Oh, this is going to be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
And then I look at him, I say, don't push it.
Did I ever tell you the story of the dragonborn named...
When would you have ever have told us this? We just met you.
Oh no, I'm
before.
sorry. Have you ever heard the story of the dragonborn Jakun?
And I look at him for a second. I'm like, other dragonborn. I haven't.
Yes, he lived
Ever met one of
centuries
mine.
ago.
I didn't say anything yet.
Oh,
Okay.
you didn't say out of game, so I thought you was... So anyways, go ahead.
No, I was saying I was looking, like my character was looking at him like other dragonborn. I've only ever known me.
Gotcha.
They were fairy tales before I turned. So I am curious about his story, and I just say, no.
Oh, Well, and then he's like, shall we? As to like lead on to start walking. He wants to kind of do the walk and talk thing. He's gonna tell you about it as you walk.
I love it. Let's do it. I mean, I love it. Let's do it.
He says, well, Jakun. He says, I said he said. Okay, anyways, I'm role playing the.
He says that I said.
Anyways, sorry, I'm getting into it a little too much. You gotta settle down here. All right.
Settle down, Jared.
Settle down. Breathe.
Settle down, buddy.
He's like he was said to have traveled across the land more than any other living being to date. Of course, that is according to the stories. They could be a little far stretched. He says,
Why?
Word is that he plummeted into the very volcanoes north of Vancouver himself and came out to tell the tale.
Oh. And Vivian is like impressed, like she's engrossed in the story. She's like, "Wow, that's pretty crazy." How did he survive? Was there anything in that tale that said how?
No, but there is more.
I have a question.
Yes.
This
is the only half-orc voice I have, so I'm sorry.
That's fine. Does my character know that there are other dragons that each have different, descendants
you
and all
don't
that
know. You probably know that dragonborns are a thing, but like I said, it's like me asking you, do you know what an alien is? Of course you know what an alien, but do they exist? Probably not. So
No, but does my character know that there are other he's gold, obviously, and the gold is for courage. Mm-hmm. First off, does he know that the gold is for courage, and does he know that there are other dragons of different colors?
Roll me an intelligence or a wisdom, your choice.
Under saves?
No, this is to remember, to see if you can remember.
I know, but is it under saves, or is it a
this
save?
It's going to be a check, so it's going to be under your skills tab.
Okay, so you said what on what?
Either intelligence or wisdom. This is, or actually, no, I take that back. Roll me a perception. That's what we're going to roll for remembering something.
Okay. Ouch.
Okay. You know what you know out of game.
Oh.
And nothing more.
Okay. Cool. So then, when he says that the dragon went into the volcano and lived to tell the tale, I just ask him, what dragon was it?
It was Jakun.
Not his name. What type?
He's like trying to think as I roll.
He's trying to think as I roll.
Well, I'm making this up off the top of my head, obviously.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
He's like, I don't recall the color of dragon. Perhaps one that was affiliated. That's a big word for him. Sorry. Perhaps one that breathed fire. It would make sense to me.
I just grunt.
Maybe of your color. And he kind of snickers, but sees that you do not find that funny, I assume, and he immediately stops snickering. So you guys are walking, by the way. So this is kind of like a little role play as you're walking. You're heading south. Essentially, the ranger, you can roll me a survival if you have it. If you don't, roll it anyways. You just won't get all the bonuses you get for being proficient in it. Anybody who has survival actually can roll it. I apologize.
Anybody who has it as a proficiency?
No, anybody who's proficient in anybody can roll survival. Okay, let's just leave it at that. And then
does that mean I'm rolling?
Just yes, everybody roll survival. All the proficiency means is you're getting bonuses to it.
Damn, he's gonna survive, man.
All right, so yeah, you all have kind of been surviving. I hate that the ranger rolled the lowest on that. That really bothers me.
Yeah, he's somebody else who gets outside and goes like, that cannon makes no sense, but I love it.
No, Rangers are my favorite class. That's why it bothers me.
Hey, don't be biased, you fucking
I'm fucking biased as shit, man. Bards and Rangers all the way. Alright, so anyways.
Dragonborns are cool. They got an entire game based off
not a
of
class.
talk about. Fuck you.
That's true. Wait, what class are you, GP?
I'm a fucking rogue.
Oh.
But you don't know that.
Oh,
It's
I
pretty
mean,
epic. No, I'm
oh, you should have. If I wasn't supposed to know that.
It doesn't
I just
matter.
answered out of habit. I'm sorry.
No,
Oh,
Hey, Dan, what's-
knowing his
spoiler.
class is not that big of a deal. Everybody knows
Oh,
everybody
okay.
else's class. But Engor just takes habit. I mean, he's been traveling outside of the mountains for a while, but he just kind of he's like, we need to go along the river. Or I'm sorry, I didn't mean to speak for you, but habit.
Oh, that's okay. You can
You
speak
didn't
for
even
me
sound
sometimes.
I know. I'm not even trying to
need
sound
to-
like him.
We need to go along the river.
Go along the river. Is what
What? They got a lot of that.
you want?
Got nerd. So that was spot on.
Yeah,
Action point to myself.
When do I get one?
Actually, you guys are all gonna get an action point for that fantastically entertaining roleplay that I just witnessed the past 2 hours or hour.
Okay,
Oh.
don't lie to us.
Thanks.
It wasn't that great, but
No,
Where do
I'll
we
take-
where do we add
I
this
wouldn't lie
action
to you, don't
point
worry.
at? Where do we add this action point at? Can
Yeah,
we
I
zero
told you to
place
put it
for
somewhere on your character sheet. Action point, hero point.
And I
just
had
wherever you
mine
put that on your
under
character sheet. Doesn't matter where.
background is where I had mine under
Okay.
any other
Yeah,
notes.
it's somewhere.
I
So I
see
got
it.
one action point.
Remember it.
Nice.
So you all should probably have an action point or a hero point at this point, unless you use your hero point to reroll stat, which we already discussed. But anyways,
which I haven't yet.
yeah. Okay, so you
So
guys
we-
know that the best route is to go down along the river because it's a long travel, and the nearest city is either a desert or you can
Is-
either push for Kreen, which is gonna be quite a push. You actually,
All right, is this the river right there?
yeah. There are some small settlements along the river. But you guys probably don't know that, but you would imagine if you're going to make a small settlement along the river would be the wisest. Kade, you kind of pick up on this and assume. And Vivian, you are a ranger, so it makes sense, but you didn't think of it first, is essentially.
Okay.
But as you guys are going along, this is an ability that the ranger gets. What is your favored environment?
According,
Something you choose at first level. I can open your character sheet to see what
I
which
had
one
it. Where is it? Hold
do
on,
I
it's
know-
in here somewhere.
Do I have
Oh,
a favorite
forest
environment?
is
No, that's
favorite terrain.
Forest. Okay, so when we're in the forest, make sure you remind me that that's your favorite environment because you're gonna get a lot of bonuses and stuff.
Okay.
Do
Sweet.
I have a favorite?
No, that's a thing of the ranger. It's an ability
Oh.
the ranger gets.
right.
Okay, so you guys
That's
go
bullshit because I like sand. It's so coarse.
along. So you guys travel along to the south, and Oktook tells you of the glorious efforts of Jakun, and how he jumped into a volcano, and how he. Well, I'm just gonna roleplay instead of just summarizing it. He's like, and also, he was said to have formed the city of Sand Dune City. He is said to have started it, I guess, and there is a statue of him in there, I think.
In this,
No, Sand Dune
No,
City.
Sand Dune
Dune.
City.
Not done.
How do you do those little things again? I forget.
You just click and
You just-
hold.
yeah, you hold.
Oh, yeah.
Where the hell is? Oh, Sand Dune City, right there in my fucking brain. All right, great.
Right there in your brain, baby.
Yeah.
Right here, guys. It's right there.
They weren't
Right
the
there?
most creative when it came to naming cities. But, yes, he is said to have been the one who created the settlement.
The settlement.
The settlement. It's a big word, and he struggles with big words, especially the common one.
I sort of look at him and say, "Hey, Oktook, you think it's a smart idea to make a little pit stop there and see what there is to explore in Sand Dune City?"
Let me make a roll for him. Perhaps, otherwise we have a long travel ahead of us with maybe small towns, small establishments along river.
I sort of look at
Vivian-
the.
So,
Oh,
the
sorry, go
small
ahead, go
dots
ahead.
No,
aren't
you-
the
you.
only cities. The small dots are just like recognized towns, so there are like little tiny establishments that aren't shown on the map. But That is an established city,
Go ahead,
so
Viv.
it means something.
Go ahead, Viv.
So Vivian's like, well,
Well, do measure this out, guys. I mean, that's fucking 800 miles from the river. That's quite the travel just for Sand Dune City. It might be better just to try to find something along the path.
okay, I'll,
Oh,
well, actually, you know what? Here we go.
what if we run out of rations?
Well, there's little settlements. I'm sure we can do like small trades. Plus, I'm a ranger.
Yeah, that's the reason why
I
they're there, is so people don't.
I have an animal trap, so I can hunt for food and things like that. Now, Vivian
Can we
does.
kill a bunny? I
Yeah.
love bunnies.
Oh, God, okay. So Vivian turns actually over to Kade, and she's like, "Huh? Say, Kade,
Oh, shit,
would you be interested in stopping by Sand Dune City and check out that? More about that dragon guy that may or may not be related to you. I don't know.
We've
The
been
dragon.
playing for
I mean,
a
that was
good
an old story, right?
Solid 15 minutes, and I still had the "we will be right back" on my thing. Oops.
Oh. Oh yeah,
so-
that sucks. Well,
yeah,
bye
that
bye
does suck.
audience.
Sorry, everybody. Anyways,
Bye-bye,
continue.
audience. How long ago was that story? I mean, is this like an ancient dragon
He
born,
just
or is
says a
this?
long time ago. He doesn't give you.
Yeah,
the
so
time.
we don't really care about that, do we?
But it might be some information to learn more about your.
Okay, so ask me what you were gonna ask me.
Okay. Kate. You know how much do you know about your own race?
I just grunt and kind of brush it off. Clearly, not really wanting to talk about it.
Well, because I mean, we could stop by Sand Dune City and see if we can maybe find some information while we're getting some, supplies. Since this is the largest, like the last largest city until our, next stop, and might have some better resources than those in the village. I was just saying maybe it's a win-win situation, perhaps.
I look towards Oktook and I say, "How many miles to Sand Dune?"
Let's see for you guys. He says, many miles.
How many?
He doesn't measure miles. He measures days. Because of the low intelligence. He says,
How many days?
Probably a month of travel on foot. If we could get horses, it would be great.
From the river?
No, from where we are now. If we were to take the straightest path. From the river, maybe longer.
Wait. Oh, I see.
Because we're pretty much in Lornvale.
Yeah, I was just.
You have to go
measuring.
out of your way to go along the river, and then you have to go back out of your way to get there. So he's saying if you go straight down, and he says that there's. I'm not going to role play it out, but he pretty much says that there's establishments along the way, or he's like we have Ranger with us. We have no need for rations. Ranger just hunt and find food, huh? And he laughs.
And then I look at Vivian and I say, "Can you do that?"
Oh, yeah, I certainly can, hunt food and things like that. But, I mean, I figured Sand Dune City might have some information you might need with your mysterious journey and all that.
I look back to Oktook and I say, "How many miles to the City of Light?" Days.
Many months.
Many months.
Yes. If perhaps we could
Oh, I
get
think we.
horses from Korean, it would significant. Oh, dang, the big word. We could lower
Improve
time that
our
it takes.
Yeah. Alex, what were you gonna say?
It looks like we need to get some horses, my friends. We can't be doing all this on foot. Hey, Oktook. I sort of look at Oktook and sort of pat him on the shoulder, and I say, "Where's the nearest? Take us where we can get some horses."
You probably can't reach his shoulder. Well, yeah, you probably could. It's a bit of a stretch. He's pretty big too.
He put it on his forearm.
Yeah.
You put your hand on his
Yeah.
On his elbow.
You're like reaching for a shoulder, and you end up patting him on the ass. No, I'm just kidding.
Patting him right on the dick if he has one.
Oktook like this dwarf.
Engor's just like, hey, I'll give you a little bit of a tug if you get me a horse. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God.
Hey, Oktook, you want to know what's handy? Oh, give us some horses.
Oktook like handy. I sing you a song in return. So,
No, it's all right. It's quite all right.
I'll play my flute while you play. No, you play your flute while I play with your flute. If you know what I mean.
Oktook.
It's a dick joke.
Oktook not get it. Intelligence
Oktook
too
no
low.
know what flute is.
I get it now. No, he says that there's potentially a quicker way, but it's the road less traveled. Essentially, he says it in his own way of saying that. So there may be there's potential for bandits and people who, you know, are looking for the people who are off the normally walked path.
I look towards Vivian, and I say, so you can keep us fed on this journey.
Yeah, sure. I don't see why not. I've got my gear with me, and I've got the skill.
Got my
And I look
D20.
back. I look back at Oktook, and I said, and you say this will take months.
Oktook will try to help reduce. Korean has many means of traveling fast. If we could get a boat from them, it would cut travel time by half. Well, we still have travel to Korean, but from Korean to Kingdom of Light would be cut in half.
I look back to Vivian and I said, you keep mentioning Sand Dune City. Do you have any reason to stop there other than for the fairy tale about the dragon?
No, that's pretty much it. Fairy Tale of the Dragon. Okay,
I hear the statue is really big and it looks really cool.
see?
Almost
Big.
as big as me.
Yeah, or even bigger. I mean, hey, you could, might
I
challenge
can
it.
tell the stories did not lie about the size of the Dragonborn. You are huge.
Oh, yeah. That's okay.
I look at him, I look at her, at Vivian, and I just say, look, I don't want to do this any longer than I have to. So if there's no reason to stop at these tourist spots, then I don't want to.
What is a tourist?
Well,
Is that a dinosaur of some sort?
Did you just say a tower-est?
I do not want to fight any dinosaurs.
well, okay, Kate. I'm just gonna be kind of honest with you. I'm a half elf. The elf part of me is super curious about these things that you claim are mystical and ridiculous.
Then do it on your own time.
But
Okay, Kade. You don't need to be a smartass. Come on, let's go. let's go to Crean and fuck some bitches up.
All right, Kreen it is.
I like this
Well,
guy.
no, we want to go to Kreen. I just didn't want to go to Sand Dune. Is what that was.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
That's cool.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah, he basically said there you could go through the shortcut would be to go straight there and then through the mountains and then Cream, but it's not the safest route. So it's either go safe or you go quick. It's up to you. That's essentially what your choices are.
All right, so
Okay,
would you
if it goes-
fellas think you can handle going quick? Or, since Kate over here says he doesn't want to take more time than he has to.
I look at the orc. Half orc. Sorry, it was insensitive of me. And I say, I say, how much would this cut the time in half by going through the mountains?
Depending on how quickly we move, it could take weeks off of travel.
And how much does it risk us?
What? Oktook don't travel these roads unless Oktook has many company, and when Oktook has many company, not many people bother him. So, with just the four of us, I would say that people would probably stay away because we have a Dragonborn.
All right, I look at Vivian, and then I look at Engor. I look back at Vivian, and I say, let me try that. I say, Worst case scenario, I'll just fucking kill him.
Vivian just nods and goes, well, yeah, that sounds a good plan for me.
Oktook's
Or
writing
to me,
down.
sorry.
And then Dragonborn said, I will just fucking kill him. Closes his book, puts it away.
Oh my god. Oktook.
He just writes fucking, but he does the F and then just
Yeah,
a
it's-
bunch of like apostrophes. Like
Yeah.
he's just like
It's
I will
spelled
not write that.
Fuccy.
No, he doesn't even do that.
It's
He
not
just
even
like
close.
censors it on the paper.
It's just like an asterisk, an at
Yeah.
symbol. a
Dragonborn
pound.
says I will just freaking kill him.
It says bad word. Scratches out. It says bad word.
He doesn't even write that. He just writes in his notes, Dragonborns are potty mouths.
Dragon- Dragonborn say mean stuff.
This book going to only be for adult.
A-O. He just writes it in the little bottom corner like it's like a game rating.
He's actually not writing anything. He's just drawing a picture of a flower. But, anyways, so all right. So what is the decision? I mean, you guys are walking and talking. So there's you
Well,
guys come
Vivian
to a
wants to-
fort, kind of.
I think we were gonna go for the
Quick.
quick and dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's do it, mates.
All right,
Let's
Vivian.
fucking do it.
Vivian cheerfully
Oktook's
says-
very happy about this, but go ahead.
Yay! Vivian cheerfully says, well, combined powers of brute strength, intimidation, and my cleverness of hunt and skill, I think we'll be able to make it through fine.
Oh, how nice of you
Hashtag
to say
humble
I
brag.
am so strong. I am bashful. Clearly, you were not talking about him, but
No, but I'll let him have
he'll
it.
take
I'll let
the
him have
fake
it.
compliment.
We just all just kind of look at him, just like really, but we just let him go.
She didn't say dumbass.
We all just sort of chuckle to ourselves and just sort of just continue on the path.
I just face palm like the Dragonborns that we always do.
All right, so you guys go south, and this path is pretty much a straight shot south. I mean, it's clearly made as a shortcut, and it goes through. I'm going to draw a little line here. It's not going to be the greatest of quality.
Is that the line?
Yeah. So you guys went here, and then you took oh shit! I did the wrong tool. Sorry. So you guys went from here to here, and then you took like a fork in the road that took you here, and then it just goes fucking straight down here like this.
Okay, just so you know, you're not drawing anything on my end. I don't see anything.
The
All I
red.
see is a line.
Yeah, I drew a green little line, but that was me drawing it.
Oh well.
Oh, okay, so we're not seeing.
How do I erase a line that I drew?
You just go to the select, the very top thing on your left toolbar, the little arrow. Go to that, select
Oh, I
move,
can
and
grab
then
it.
select it, and then hit delete on your keyboard.
Oh, that's
So-
freaking sweet.
Nobody sees this right here, this little line.
I see one
I see it
line,
now.
but it stops right there.
Yes, that's what. Okay, good. So you go and it kind of bends a little bit, and it takes you to the base of this mountain here. So you see, like you're like right along the base of the mountain, and as you're going across, it's a good trek along the base of this mountain. So everybody, give me perception rolls as days go by. I am skipping some time here, but this is probably 2 or 3 days of journey and listening to Oktook and his stupid stories.
Damn, that critical failure on Vivian, though.
No.
That's right. Critical failures are more important in combat.
Fuck,
Skill
I
checks
did
just
too.
pretty much just a fail. It's
Sorry, I did two by accident. Mobby.
sorry.
You get the first one.
Vivian, we need to. I'm gonna check your character sheet for something real quick because you've been rolling
Okay.
terrible lately.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Now
sure.
you know how I felt the first game.
Yeah.
I was failing every time almost.
Yeah. Everything seems to be in order here.
Unlucky, man.
Roll
RNGesus
better.
is not with you. RNGesus is not with you.
Nope.
I'm just gonna make a quick roll. See if that does.
Damn!
Well, that was better.
That 22,
Oh, you
22.
okay. It's the curse of roll 20. There's always a person who rolls terrible the entire session, so you're just
No!
that person. It was
Great.
It was Grunting Pixel here earlier, but now it's
It was.
Yeah, it really was.
So as long as
Yeah,
it's
it
not
really
me,
was.
I don't care. You guys, as you're going along this base, the Dragonborn and the dwarf. Well, first of all, you notice that this strange wind kind of is back, and it seems familiar enough for you to feel like it's the same thing as the same wind that you felt before.
I stop as soon as I feel
there's
the
more.
wind.
Hold on, there's more.
Okay.
You also hear
Dad.
something up, like, up the mountain. There's several mountain paths going in the mountains of Eru. You hear something up one of the paths. It could be any of the three that you see at the moment, but it's something going on one of the paths.
Is it voices or
And it
like?
sounds like voices.
Okay.
I need to do a quick check of the languages y'all speak.
I
So-
speak several according to the background.
Yeah. Okay. Spanish isn't a language, Engor, so you're gonna have to come up with another language besides Spanish. Okay, none of yours.
Oh, I can't view his languages. I was trying to see if it's at sea.
I can see Vivian's languages, and I think I can see yours too.
I went to Engor, and there's nothing there. All I have is the
Some
bio. And...
background. Okay.
Oh yeah.
None of you guys speak the appropriate language.
Fuck! Is it Dragonborn?
It
Wait,
sounds. You guys can give me just a straight up intelligence check to just see if you've heard it before or you recognize what it is.
Sure.
But you just won't be able to
Okay, now
understand
you
what they're
keep saying intelligence check. So is that under core stats?
It's under skills.
Okay,
No,
but there
that's
is
a
no.
save. That's an intelligence
But there
save.
is no straight out intelligence. You keep saying
Unskilled intelligence.
Oh, I ski it. I see it.
That's what it. That's it's a
the
check.
bottom.
See, it says check after.
Got it. How's everybody rolling? Not great.
Yeah, well,
let's click mine.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, get Shrek!
Okay, Kade, you're pretty sure this is Goblin. You just don't understand what they're saying.
Goblins.
Mhm.
I love goblins.
Yeah, this is kind of. It makes sense. They kind of hang out in the mountains.
All right, so I hear the whispering, and I'm just looking
They're not whispering.
confused.
They're talking normal volumes. They're just way up. where you can't
but
see.
I'm hearing this talking, and I'm just looking at the mountains, just confused. Like I'm looking, my head's tilting from one side and then to the other, and I'm just trying to rack my brain because it clearly looks like I almost know what's happening, but I'm not quite sure. And that's it. That's all I do.
Vivian looks over to. Vivian noticed that Kade, has his attention. Has his attention elsewhere, hyper focusing, and she looks over to him and she goes, "What's going on? Do you hear something? Is it bandits?"
And I'm looking. I'm really focusing, and I'm like, no, it's not bandits. It sounds familiar for some reason.
I like the person who has amnesia is remembering the most things.
Whoa, they don't know that. Oh, I guess they kind of do know.
Well, out of game. So.
Okay, their characters don't know that I have been aged.
Correct.
I sort of just chuckle and be like, "You're crazy. I don't hear anything."
Wait, does he not hear it, or does he not understand it?
No, I just don't hear it.
No, you're the only one that. Well, you all hear it. No,
That's
the
what-
two who made the perceptions hear it. So.
And that was being Alex. So Steph didn't hear it.
So,
Oh,
Steph
just
doesn't
kidding.
even hear it. Engor hears it. He doesn't know what language it is. You recognize it as Goblin. You just can't. You don't understand what they're saying, but you recognize it as Goblin because it sounds.
And then-
like Goblins.
Yeah, so I'm still trying to rack my head in it. I just go, is that Goblin?
I just sort of shrug and say, "It's nothing I've heard before. Your guess is as good as mine in this situation."
And Vivian's like, "Well, what should we walk around?
You
Should
see,
we
I think
navigate around?"
Oktook can
Oktook
translate.
pulls out his
Oh.
club, his big ass club.
Oh,
Oh,
He
shit.
says, "Oh, it is definitely Goblin."
Oh. That's the coolest Oktook's ever going to be.
Vivian talks to him. well, Oktook, how do you what's your recommendation in the situation? Do we do we confront them or
Yeah,
or
he's an NPC. He's not gonna. So that's up to you guys. He's gonna look at you guys for that answer.
oh
Well, he's got to give his opinion.
yeah, like I
Well, he
asking
pulled out
like
his
since-
club and said it's definitely goblins. I think you know what his
Goblins.
motives are.
All right,
Oh, okay.
I look at Oktook and I just say threat.
Yes, they could track us.
That's not what I asked.
Well,
That's
if
not what
they
I
come
asked.
to the mountain base and see our tracks, they will track us and kill us while we sleep.
I just look at
I
Oktook.
glance.
A goblin
Fuck.
here is a goblin that needs to die. You were like expecting a rhyme or something, but that's just what he says.
Yeah, and I glance to Vivian and Engor to just kind of like see what their actions are. I have also pulled my my hand onto the hilt of my blade, but I haven't unsheathed it yet. I just have it in hand in case.
Okay. At this point, Vivian's like, she kind of sighs a little bit and she pulls out her.
Just a little bit of, not to interrupt, but a little bit of ranger information. There are ways to cover your tracks, but to cover the tracks of 4 people who aren't skilled at covering their tracks is going to be a high DC survival
That's
check.
funny because is depending on their answer, I was gonna ask Vivian if we could cover our tracks. That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, I
She's a
feel like
ranger.
we're
She's
too big
done
of
it
a.
before, so but she could cover her tracks no problem. But covering 3 other people's tracks,
I don't
2
know
of them are huge.
about big.
Might be.
Yeah,
more
I don't
difficult.
know about big dragonborn tracks. Might be hard to cover.
Yes. Plus,
I sort of look at both you. I
snore
sort of both
loudly.
look at you guys. And I just sort of say, "Oh, I think we should take him out before it's any more trouble than it's worth." Sort of thing.
Now
I
I'm
like this
now
guy.
I'm just,
The more this guy talks, the more I like him.
now I'm just looking at Vivian. I've gotten input from both of the other 2. I'm just looking at Vivian. Vivian with a B.
Vivian.
Vivian.
All right.
Like the Caribbean.
Vivian correct.
Vivian. So Vivian, she pulls out her longbow, and she goes, "All right, well, looks like I can go ahead and scout and see what we have going on here."
While you're talking, I interrupt you like I just did,
Uh-huh.
and I said,
Solid role playing.
yeah, and I say, wait, and I look at Oktook and I said, is it better to attack him there, or set a trap for when we go to sleep?
Oktook kind of scratches his head, and he's like, "Oktook did not think of setting trap when sleeping. Might work."
I have a
I look
hunting
back.
trap.
Yeah,
Oh,
I look back at Vivian. I say, "You got any tricks?"
I've got a hunting trap.
I don't think this is a great idea, people. Let me just put it that way.
Goblins do like to travel in numbers.
That's true. Hunting trap, all it does is probably alert us, but then they still have the advantage because who knows?
I think we shouldn't guarantee our lives on one trap. I think we should really think this through. And
Well, obviously, wouldn't be just one trap. We'd also be waiting with our weapons.
Ranger, what is your favorite enemy?
Let's see. Boop-a-doo.
I didn't realize you had favorite enemy.
damn, favorite everything, favorite fucking things, favorite
Ranger, what's your favorite color?
Favorite enemy? Beasts.
Okay, so not goblins. All right. Give me a survival with advantage to track any beast tracks.
Now, when you mean survival with advantage, what does that mean?
You just roll survival normally, and you'll take the better of the 2 numbers that are displayed.
Damn.
Okay,
Okay.
22.
Already
All
pretty
right,
good.
you detect a rather large beast tracks amongst other tracks that
And then you
considering
realize
you roll
that
a
it's
22,
actually
you
mine.
know that there's goblin tracks and then rather large beast tracks. These beast tracks seem to go along with a dire wolf. Dire wolf is if anybody's seen Game of Thrones, you've seen a dire wolf. If not, dire wolf is a wolf times 2 as far as size.
What's a wolf?
A woof is the sound a dog makes when it barks. Perhaps you shouldn't have asked the stupid half-orc.
A wolf. That's great. That's great.
You notice that amongst these tracks, in these wolf tracks, since you rolled so well, these wolf tracks seem just as fresh as the goblin tracks, that they probably have at least 2 dire wolves amongst them, which significantly increases the threat or danger, potential danger.
Fuck!
But
Okay, so
the XP you could gain is phenomenal. No, I'm just kidding.
I always needed to level up.
But how much XP are they worth? Based on the tracks, of course.
all right.
400 apiece.
As Vivian, so it seems like we are vastly outnumbered, or at least, we're at a disadvantage here. So what I recommend is possibly scout and see what we're dealing with. I mean, I see 2 dire wolves tracks. It looks like they've got 2 dire wolves with them. And so we're talking about, a decent group. We could probably pick them, like, kind of ambush them, I suppose. Catch them unawares.
Yeah, it seems like a well-traveled path.
Yeah, so we could probably do that.
What if we do this, mates? I'd sort of, just sort of like,
Crikey.
sort of brush. I sort of just brushed my my long dwarven beard. I said, what if we come at them in each angle? That way they got nowhere to go. I know, Kade can handle himself, and Vivian, you can pick them off as they come in, and I can just run in there and start axing them to pieces until they scream.
That sounds an excellent idea, Engor.
I look at Engor and I just say, so we're gonna set a trap like I suggested.
I mean, maybe. Not saying you're wrong there, Kade. Just wanted to throw my 2 pieces in there.
So you told everybody that there was dire wolf tracks here.
I did.
Yeah. Oktook may be second guessing after hearing of the large wolves, for as mentioned by the half elf.
Well, Oktook, we either catch them unawares or they come after us while we're sleeping. So you can choose your death.
So maybe we have advantage or something. I don't know. I feel comfortable as long as Dragonborn is with me. And of course.
All right, so I look at direwolf. What the fuck? I look at direwolf.
It's just like Minecraft. You give it a bone and it's your friend forever. So.
Oh, sweet.
No, I'm just kidding.
So I just rip it right out of Engor's leg, and I just.
And shit.
I look at Oktook.
Oktook.
I look at Oktook.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't know that you're mispronouncing his name. All right.
He
Yes,
probably
I am
mispronounces his own name.
Oktook.
Maybe that is my name. I never thought about it.
I look at Oktook, and I say, "All right, so now you're unsure. So what do you suggest?"
Whatever you guys want. Whatever the ranger suggests. He seems to be really relying on the ranger a lot, considering that she's a
just
ranger.
So out of character for a moment. So is it nighttime now? Has the sun gone down or?
Yes, it is dark. And by the way, dire wolves are considered beasts, so they would be your favorite enemy.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. All right, so Vivian's like, okay, all right, guys, here, I have an idea. It's nighttime. People are unawares. The goblins are unaware. So what we can do is that we can kind of, like, scope, their area and do what Engor suggested and pick them off at every angle. I will take care of the dire wolves from a distance. I'm sure they'll be watching or at least be somewhere guarding. We kind of,
I interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Like you usually do.
Like I do all the time. And
he's just rude.
And I say, look, I don't think this is a good idea to fight them on their turf. They know their place way better than we do. If we go knocking where they live, we're at a huge disadvantage, and we're already at a disadvantage.
Well, Kade, here's the thing. The entire mountain is their home. So it's either we catch them while they're sleeping, or we wake them up and kind of try
Why
to
would they
trap.
be sleeping if they're going to come kill us when we're sleeping? They're clearly going to be awake.
I don't know. Maybe we're catching before they wake up. You know?
They're talking.
We'll
I'm pretty sure they're awake.
Oh well,
Roll me
some of them,
knowledge.
right?
Roll me nature. Anybody who has it.
What's up? Roll
Everybody has it. Why do you say anybody who has it?
No, anybody who's proficient in it, I should say.
Oh,
Sorry.
nobody.
All right. Well, the ranger, I think, is.
She didn't do
At least I think the ranger is.
Yeah, I think so.
I know I'm not in nature.
Oh no,
Yes,
I'm
you
not.
are. You are proficient in it, ranger.
I'm not.
No, the ranger is.
I rolled.
Okay. Proceed.
Okay. True. All
Here's
right.
what you know about.
Um,
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I can give you a little information. A 10 is good enough to know a little bit. You know that goblins have dark vision, which probably means they prefer the dark. So.
Okay. I
Any-
also have dark vision, just so you guys know.
Okay.
I look to Kade and I say, "Is your vision as good in the days as it is at night?"
Should I be like really technical and say only up to 60 feet? Or like, how do I?
No, you should not.
It is, but only up to 60
Technically,
feet.
it's only 60 feet. And then it just sort of vanishes. I don't understand it. No.
It's like a brick. Well, it looks like Turok after 60 feet. You know, just like wall of. No.
Wait, Jared. Do goblins have trouble seeing in the daylight? Like, does bright light?
Well, now
Is
you're
bright
going
light-
where I was thinking.
Yeah, is bright light a problem?
No, it affects them as much as it affects the Dragonborn. Absolutely. They just can see really good at night, in the dark.
Okay, so then I take back my thought.
Because
Alright.
they spend a lot of time in caves and their eyes have developed through evolution.
But it's currently nighttime.
It is currently nighttime, which is probably why you hear them. They like to do their things at night.
Do their night things.
Yeah.
So, as Vivian, I would I don't know, I maybe suggest. Well, what about making the area really, really, really bright? I mean, I wouldn't know how.
Yeah, I was gonna say set up a bunch of fires around to keep them from using their dark vision, but it doesn't seem to matter. So let's take that.
But the
back.
really, really bright,
Plus,
like
that
a
would take-
sunlight spell would be effective. But it would also probably
But-
blind the Dragonborn as well.
I also don't know if anybody has spells.
Yeah, and you wouldn't even if you don't have the spell, you wouldn't know to do that. So, but just a little
Hey!
tidbit of information for anybody who wants to play cleric if they die. Or-
Wait a minute.
All right, can I use my investigation skill to try to see if there's like a cave or some kind of area where we can bottleneck these guys?
There are 3 paths going up the mountainside. They go up and then they go then they kind of like crevice, like go to the peak, and then they look like they go down a little bit, and you can't see over that. So you have limited visibility as to what is beyond those paths.
But
I
what
mean, the
about
mountain still
aside from
goes
the
up.
paths? What if I'm looking away from the
Then
paths
you're
where they would have
climbing
to
up a sheer rock of their side of a mountain rock, kind of, if you can.
So
picture
we're
that.
on the mountains right now?
You're
I
at the
thought we
base
were
of
at the
the
bottom.
mountain. You're at the base of the mountain.
Yeah, so what about away from the mountains?
Well, you could. Then there's just straight up plains all around you, except for to the west, essentially. Like your entire west view is nothing but mountainside. But north, south,
And the entire
east
everything
is
else
all
is no
plains.
trees. It's just
Yeah.
plains.
Yeah, like grass up to your shins, up to the knee of the dwarf.
I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what to do.
Hey, Kate.
That's part of the.
Yeah.
Let's practice. Okay, let's try recreating. Not exactly, but let's
do
try
a little
recreating.
role-playing.
Yeah, let's role play a little bit, Kate.
Let's role play in our role play.
Oh my gosh.
You are a rare, intimidating beast, are you not?
Roll intimidate. No, I'm just kidding.
While now, I'm not sure about the goblins.
I just look at her, I just go, "You tell me!" And I just like start breathing fire.
I start throwing up chunks of fire.
Yeah.
No.
Just molten lava just starts coming down my face.
Well, we could probably. Well, look, I'm not a historian or anything, so I don't know what the goblins' history with dragonborns are. But I'm sure if they
Can I roll a history on goblins?
While you do that, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Be right back.
Yeah, I would probably say nature more so than history, but
Whatever. Can I just roll something on them just to see what I get?
you roll straight up intelligence check if you don't have the appropriate knowledge.
All right, intelligence check.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, what I told her before, they have the dark. You know, they have the dark vision.
Does this help me with anything about their afraid?
They prefer the darkness. They try to avoid the light. So if they're gonna do anything outside of their caves, it's gonna be at dark, which I'm pretty sure you put together, anyways.
Yeah.
They never ever travel alone, and they always travel with somebody bigger and badder than them. Whether that be dire wolves, whether that be a goblin leader or a hobgoblin or...
And none of that information gives me anything about their weaknesses, like anything to use against them.
They're fucking goblins. Their weaknesses are weapons. I mean, anything that's not a stick.
I'll tell you
they're
what the
weak
weakness
against.
is. The weakness is that they're a fucking goblin.
Yeah, their strength is first level characters.
Kade, I have an idea.
Also first level characters.
I know. I'm kidding. But, like they can hoard up on you, and you don't want that to happen. They're goblins. I mean, you know what a goblin is, right? I mean, do you not know what goblins?
They're like Yoda looking motherfuckers.
Yeah, they're tiny. They're small size, so they're just little tiny things, and so they're a little bit harder to hit than a medium sized character, but they're fairly weak, and they're mukes.
I'm fairly certain that you hate these types of questions, so tell me if you do. Do they have like a hierarchy? Is there like a leader guy that I could go and scare the shit out of?
Yeah, hence why I said they usually travel with somebody more powerful than them.
Well, but the leader isn't going to be a dire wolf. They're not going to be like talking to the dire wolf, be like, "Sir, Captain Dire Wolf."
It's usually a hobgoblin or well, I mean, yeah, but they always have somebody more powerful with them. But yes, they usually are rolled like they usually follow a hobgoblin or something bigger and badder than them. It's rare that they just do their own little thing.
All right, well, the only thing that I can think of, honestly, is, I mean, we either wait for them to come and attack us at the base of the mountain, or we try to attack them on their home turf. I mean, it doesn't seem like running away is an option.
Okay, so Vivian's like, Kade, listen. I think we're missing the big important piece here, that you are a dragonborn. You are big, intimidating, you can breathe fire. So, I propose that we give him a little spook. You know, at least that'll catch him off guard. You can, I mean, I just saw you breathe fire. If you do, do that within relative distance, it's going to spook them. It'll probably have their attention focused on you, maybe, if they're not scared away, and we can kind of, like, while you're distracting them, we can come up behind and kind of take them down. I don't know.
Okay. Can I use...
You guys see little glares of light in the distance above in the mountains, as if, like, maybe there's some sort of torchlight or something in the distance, or several.
Can I use either perception or investigation to try to gauge how many there are?
You could like maybe, I don't know, stick your ear on a rock and listen, like fucking Aragorn. But that's
I don't know, but like I mean,
give that to the ranger. I don't know, but I'd give it to you, the rogue. But
yeah, okay. Well,
I can't
roll me a
play
survival.
as the
I have an
ranger,
idea.
so-
Do you have survival?
What about the ranger?
Train. I say train. When I say trained, I mean, are you proficient in survival?
Me? No.
Yes. Then anybody who's proficient in survival, I would give that option to.
But that's an Okay. All right.
Okay,
No,
so
investigation is not like seeing how many numbers or something that you cannot see. I mean, you literally cannot see.
No, but I can't investigate the hills and the mountains and the caves and just kind of guesstimate, like, I mean, is there 100 caves? Is there 1 cave? Is there 3 caves? How many
You
lights?
don't know. You'd have to go over the path and look over to see. I mean, all you see is the like path going up, and then it kind of arches and then goes back down a little bit, and then there's the mountain beyond. So you don't know until you get to the peak of the top of that path. Then you could oversee everything, and you'd probably have a better idea. But until then, you have no idea.
Exposing myself by doing that.
Hey, I'm proficient in survival, just so you know.
Okay, so as the ranger, all right. So
Alex
Vivian,
is proficient in survival, just so you know.
but I'm a ranger.
But Alex is proficient in guys.
So this is you
Are
guys.
you
over
proficient
here.
in survival stuff?
This
I
is
think
the
I am.
peak
And
right
anything in the
here.
green boxes are bonuses, right? Or like the points that you add on.
Yeah,
No,
if it
you'll
says
have.
if it says proficiency, then you're proficient.
Oh, just kidding. I see it. Derp. Yeah, I'm proficient in survival.
Yeah, then
Okay.
You
guys can
roll
both probably roll it.
Okay, because what I'm thinking, all right, so Vivian proposes, okay, how about this? Since we're dealing with hardly any information, how about I just scout to see what we're dealing with? Because, sure, we got 2 dire wolves, we're hearing goblins, but we really don't know what the situation is or what the environment is. So perhaps I can just go in, tippy-toe over there and see what's going on, and I'll report back to you guys.
You and Alex both roll a survival, and then,
That-
yeah, I would say.
If you're gonna sneak, that would be a stealth,
All right, I'm proficient in that. Boop.
and one of us is really good at that.
I'm not proficient in stealth, but should I not roll it?
No, but you can roll survival.
You can roll stealth at any time.
I'll roll survival.
I'm gonna roll just for shits and giggles. Ooh.
Wait, yeah.
Wow,
stealth.
we all did pretty good. So me and Steph stealthed, and Engor survivaled, and he got a fucking critical success there.
So here's what happens. All right. So Engor, you're like, I got this. That's a perfect.
No, you gotta do this. I'm Engor, and I'm a little.
I did it better. And you put your ear to a rock, Aragorn style, and you're like, I hear many footsteps. And I know I'm not doing your voice right, but anyways, you say what you say, but you hear about, you're guessing at least a dozen
Oh.
that are currently walking about.
We really shouldn't have done this, guys. Can we go back?
And the rest of you guys start sneaking. Well, you hear this before you start sneaking, but you can still sneak. And so are you guys sneaking together? You splitting up? Kind of get like a...
Steph goes up one path, I go up another.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, we're both equally stealthy, so.
All right. So you get right up around this corner, and you hear in the sounds of them talking are getting louder and louder and louder. And once you get up to that peak, the sound just kind of rushes to your ears because now you can kind of hear. And they are They seem to be chanting something. You see them. There's a person tied to a stake. And there's a fire below them that's not really that high, and they're like way up in the air on the stake, and they're marching in a circle around this person, and they're chanting something.
How many do we see, do you think?
Probably about a dozen. Engor was pretty spot on. You see 2 wolves laying down. They appear to be just kind of like resting. 2 dire wolves, I should say. And you see several caves, and then you also see like a tent, and this tent is very massive. And they're chanting like I don't know how to do goblin, but they're like we yasa ya mi. No, that was so racist.
If you
sorry.
please.
But they
That's pretty good.
so yeah, they're doing this chant like around this person on a pole, and the fire. Every I don't know 30 seconds, you see one of them kind of like spit something into the fire, and it gets a little bigger. And occasionally they're throwing like wood or something in the fire. So eventually this fire is going to get big enough to engulf this person on the stake, who
All right.
is
Now
gagged
would I?
and
Now
pretty much naked except for the.
Now would I be using investigation and / perception to figure out if that tent has the leader of their little group in it?
Okay, so
Just trying to figure out how this works.
Yeah, investigation would be more like if you're in a room and you're trying to look for clues of evidence of something. So, like, if you're trying to look for a little bit more than what you can just see with your eyes, that's fine. So go ahead and roll that, and we'll see what we can get with it.
Damn.
All right. So It's. I mean, you have dark vision. You can see pretty well, but you're so agitated about what they're doing to this seemingly innocent person. That your focus is kind of off. And also the tent is, you can't see inside of the tent to see who's in it. So you don't know what could be in there. So it makes sense that you would roll so low. But you do notice that there are 5 paths. So there's the path you guys went up, and then 5 other paths that branch off. 2 of them going up the mountain, and then 3 of them going to the side, like 2 going west and 1 going east. That seem to be well traveled.
Hmm.
I have no idea what to do.
I wish I had like a map or something so I can see all the positions.
Oktook sticks his head to a rock, and he's like, "I hear nothing."
This sounds like a rock.
I think you are bluffing.
I think you're lying to me.
I scan the area. Is there anything else of notice by using perception or anything? Is there anything else that I could see that would help us out here?
I'll give you guys 1 more perception.
Okay.
You'll be kind to give us one more
action
perception.
points and stuff if you want to use them.
Damn. Give me that perception stuff.
Oh yeah, by the way,
Alrighty.
action points have to be declared before you roll. Hero points can be declared after you roll, so that's important.
Okay.
It's got a decent perception. Steph's got
Oh,
a killer
nailed it.
perception.
Well,
Alright.
half elf, man. Perceptify.
Yeah.
You see, well, actually, you don't see. Your elven ears hear a noise coming from in the tent. It sounds like a very large creature eating food rapidly, like. Oh, I love this.
Yummy.
Wait, he doesn't say I love. Well, he says it's obviously not speaking common, but
Yeah. Where are the wolves, by the way?
they're laying down, just like they're chanting in a circle, and they're outside of the circle, kind of like on either end of the tent, just laying down.
So how do we know that these things have our scent if they're preoccupied with this guy on a spigot here, or spit?
You would imagine if they had your scent, you would know it.
Is it possible for me to like stealth kill the wolves? Is that anything I
Anything's
can...
impossible if you believe in magic.
Watch Steph die in the first episode.
I don't want to. I just
They are your favored. They're your favored enemy. So you are very good at killing them. So
okay.
But
Where is Oktook at this point?
Oktook is with the dwarf because I forgot about him for a second. So
Because I'm tempted. I don't want to ruin our game because I'm tempted to like, since they're on either side of the tent and the tent's kind of large, I could kill the one that's farthest away from the party.
So if we're at the base of the hill, if we're at the bottom of the mountain...
You guys are no longer at the bottom of the mountain.
No, I know, but if we walked back down to the bottom of the mountain, there would be 3 paths that would all converge at the bottom of the hill where we are, right?
There's you guys went up the middle path. There's 3 other paths that kind of like went far east and far. Well,
I don't care about
far
that.
south.
I'm talking
and far
about
north.
where they all connect at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, they all kind of like they're like maybe 20 feet apart. The start of each path.
Okay.
The one in the middle seems the most traveled. The ones on the side seem less traveled, but they're traveled enough to clearly look like another path.
I mean, the only thing I can think to do is get to the bottom of the hill and force them to come to us in a line so that we can kind of take them on one at a time. So that's my vote. I mean, otherwise, I don't see what else we're going to do unless we charge into their little city, but that's not going to seem like a great idea.
It might be easier to attack them at the base. I don't know. What do you think, Alex?
Think of.
Oktook is like they have been gone quite some time. I mean, you guys have only been gone 10 minutes, but
we were looking for 10 minutes.
I don't know. I'm just.
Yep.
Yeah. So okay.
You're sneaking. You're moving slow. You're moving stealthily. You're creeping up the side of this mountain.
All right. I come back down the mountain. Me and Steph are at the top of the mountain. I flag to her to head back down with me. We sneak back down to the bottom of the mountain where Oktook and...
you see Oktook has his ear to a rock.
Yeah, we see
rock
Oktook...
is like the size of a fist. It makes no sense why he would be doing this.
We go up to Oktook and Engor. I approach Oktook and get up right in his face and give him a little shove, and I say, "So much for nobody messing with us." And then I turn around and look to...
What do you mean? Did you see something?
And you said they have our scent. This is not left alone like you said it would be.
I never said they had our scent. I said they would follow our tracks.
Same difference.
I don't consider myself a man of high intelligence, but I'm pretty sure I know the difference.
Hey, Oktook, I have a question. Is it possible for us to walk around from the camp? And granted, it is night, we do have to sleep, but I'm pretty sure the thought of us dying in our sleep might motivate me to continue walking a little bit until we're far enough away. But
to be honest, Oktook not travel mountains very often for no need to. But I am sure there are many paths that go through these mountains.
Well, then, instead of trying to...
He looks at the dwarf. He looks at Engor, the dwarf, and he's like, "I hear dwarfs live in these mountains." And kind of shrugs his shoulders.
The limited knowledge that I have of the dwarves in the mountains of Aru, they're very small clans, just like the one I've come from, but they are friendly, and if they were to see you guys with me, there wouldn't be any question of friendlyhood and trust.
Are there actually dwarves in those mountains?
Yeah, as far as the bard says.
Oh.
I mean, you can roll me.
Well...
Yeah, you're pretty sure. That's kind of what...
I say the safer solution is possibly checking out with the dwarves, but that person that was tied up on the stick over there. There was a person who was...
This is news to me.
Yeah, listen, there was... Funny story, there's somebody tied up over like a roasting fire and the goblins are chanting. I would personally love to free that guy, but there's probably a dozen or so goblins plus some large giant whatever eating probably the last guy who was on that stick.
I don't like
and
to do
guy
this,
wolves.
but
here's the problem.
I need a roll from Kade. I need a wisdom save. So that would be your core stat roll. Okay, so knowing you don't like to see innocents being hurt, Kade.
Right.
And this innocence is clearly about to get really, really hurt in the worst kind of way. So,
well, I'm assuming he's innocent.
Huh?
Well, we're assuming he's innocent. We don't really know anything about it.
Well, that's up to you to decipher how you want to see that. But he has clearly been stripped down to his skivvies and tied to a pole, and they're progressively lighting a fire.
Is he screaming for help, or
he's
is he
gagged?
knocked out?
He's like, twitching, but he's gagged, so he's not making any noise, or any noise that you can hear from a distance. And so this, based on your wisdom save, I'm going to say this is probably going to enrage you a bit. You could react however you want. I'm not going to tell you how to play your character, but there is that.
I know. Okay. So they're talking. They're going back and forth. They're saying this thing about that thing and a dwarf and all that shit. And I interrupt the conversation, as is my forte. And I say, "Look, Even if there are dwarves in those mountains, we have no idea how far up they are. We could be walking for days trying to find these things. There's no guarantee that we'd find them. There's no guarantee that we'd help them. If these guys have our scent, and I look at Oktook and give him a wink, then we will be tracked, and they will get us when our guard is down. So, we've got two options. We either go in there and we fight them there, or we bring them down to the bottom of this hill and fight them here. I vote for bringing them to the bottom of the hill, fighting them here.
All right, I will agree with the scary dragon. We will fight them, funnel them, and hopefully might survive. Not looking forward to it, though.
I look at Engor and see what he says.
Oh, I think that's the better plan. Even though I'd like to go over there and just slice them to bits. Oh, I think your reasoning's a little bit better well said, Kade. So let's do that.
All right. So what I do is I look at Vivian and I say, Vivian, let's get back up on top of that hill. I want you to use your bow and try to take out those damn dogs.
All right, aye, Captain.
That's clearly going to get their attention. So as soon as you do, get your ass back down here. Engor, find a position. I'm going to need you to use that hammer of yours and take out as many of them as you can. Oktook, don't get yourself killed. I'll be over on this path on the opposite of you, Engor. Let's do it.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it, man.
Okay, so here's the situation we're in. It's 11:56.
Yeah, we should get this fight done and then go.
Well, combat isn't like a 15-minute ordeal.
It's because combat's sort of like a very long...
Yeah.
A long process.
I hate,
from my experience. I mean, combat takes an hour or so.
I hate starting combat sessions with combat. However, I do like ending sessions on on like a kind of a cliffhanger. So
I hate doing that. So
well, I know, but it does. I don't care. I'm just kidding.
You're not the game manager.
It's whatever I want.
Yeah.
You just said anything about what you want. No.
Yeah.
So it's entirely up to you guys what we do. I don't want to say...
What, you said it would take 15 minutes to do this?
No, you said it would take 15 minutes.
I never said anything about 15 minutes. You said 15 minutes.
Oh, I didn't say 15 minutes.
Yes, you did!
I said it's 11:57 and combat is no quick ordeal.
No, you said 15 minutes.
Someone said it's not a 15-minute ordeal.
Yeah,
Okay,
Jared said it's not a 15-minute ordeal.
Okay, well that's not... Okay, cool. There you go. So Jared said 15-minute ordeal. Well, then, I mean, that's up to everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be up a lot later, but I know that Stephanie has to work tomorrow, and I know that Alex has this thing. So there's nothing wrong with stopping here. This is a good stopping point.
This is a good stopping point. It's like, ooh,
This
commercial break.
This is a stopping point.
I think that it's a good stopping point.
Me too.
This is a stopping point.
You come.
I'll vote it, bitch.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything.
How about this?
It is a stopping point.
What if I was to say that you guys are going to level up and you'll be starting next session at level 2 with this fight? Would that motivate you a little bit more?
Yeah.
I was already motivated.
Well, of course you were. You're your character. So yes, I actually wanted to start you guys off at higher than 1, but I want you guys to progress with your characters. So what we're gonna do is you guys homework is to level up your characters. If you need help, I have no problem doing.
Well, how can we level up our characters if we didn't fight yet?
You get. I don't do XP.
He's granting us.
I give you XP for roleplay. Basically, the way I do leveling up, I don't do XP because I feel like people cling to it too much. They go out of their way to do things so they can get XP.
Does listening to this rock give me XP? Because I want to listen to that rock.
It depends on the size of the rock. If it's like Dwayne Johnson, the rock, and you just,
that's a level up right
chest, you are automatically level 20.
Yeah, I was gonna say
especially if you get a sweat all over your face.
If you put your ear to his cod piece, that's like an immediate win. You just jump to the last level.
You just become a dragon spirit if you do that.
Yeah, there we go.
No, it's kind of going to be like after so many sessions, you guys are going to level up kind of thing. So we technically have played 2 sessions, even though session 0 technically doesn't count. So you guys are going to level up to level 2.
And what does that entail? What do we? What is?
I kind of want to say just to get you guys in the flow of things, to kind of look in the book. If you look here, where if you go on the right side, top where you see all the options and stuff, the gear, the jukebox, and all that. If you see that little circle with the eye in it, click on that. That is pretty much almost everything that's in the book. You can look up everything you need to know there. You can also
now,
do
where
searches
do we
and stuff.
find leveling up?
You just go to your classes, go to the class that you are. A little window will pop up, and you go down to the little chart. It says second level.
Now, what if there's no Dragonborn on here? Oh, no, class.
No, class, not race.
Your class
Yeah,
levels up, your race stays the same.
I got it.
You're going to get, for instance, the rogue is going to get cunning action. You would scroll down to see what cunning action does. Starting at second level, your quick thinking and agility allow you to move and act quickly. You can take a bonus action on each of your turns in combat. This action can be used only to take dash, disengage, or hide. We'll get into actions when we start combat next session.
Sweet.
So, look at those. Also, make sure that on your character sheet you change, go to the class tab and change that 1 to a 2 for your particular level. And,
Oh, you talk about the rogue. I'd be a rogue too.
Yeah, you'd be a rogue too.
Okay.
And yeah, I think most classes, they don't really get to choose like an archetype, or they don't really start getting into the special types until third level. Once you get to third level, you're going to start going down whatever path you choose, and that's where it starts getting really cool with the characters in 5th edition. So, you guys, I thoroughly enjoyed the roleplay, and I'm just going to go ahead and say that you guys nailed the roleplay better than people I've played with who are veterans and been playing longer than I have. So you guys have done very well, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And so
Can I use a
leveling you guys up?
Can I use a what's the word? What's what I'm looking for? Can I use a perception check on you to make sure that you're not lying about our?
That would be insight.
Okay, can I use the insight check?
All
lying.
rolls against the GM.
Oh,
automatically
critical
fail.
insight success. You have to tell me whether or not you were
Unfortunately,
lying.
all rolls against the GM fail.
No, that was a critical. That was a critical
Your
success. I
character
win.
spontaneously combusts.
No, I won that. You
Oh
gotta tell
man,
me.
looks like it's just you and I, Vivian.
No, I won that. You got to tell me
What do you want to know, man? You don't need to roll. Just tell me.
whether or not you were fluffing that. You guys are really good at this.
No, I wouldn't say something that wasn't true, man. I wouldn't lead you.
Yeah,
on
you
like
would.
that. No.
Oh my god.
Tell me you tell me you're my friend all the time, and I know that's not true. So,
Dude, why would I celebrate your guys' role playing if it was shit?
Why would I
That's
celebrate
kind
your
of a
greatness?
dick move.
Man.
I love how I just got that critical success, and there's going to be like 10 instances where I need that in the future, and I never get it.
Oh,
You wasted
Okay,
it.
so I guess we're
Demon Knight 9889 says, if you need one more, I got a character made.
Oh shit. Son.
So I guess that means that we're ending this on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, we
Yes,
are.
we are hanging this on a cliffhanger.
All right,
So,
somebody call Sylvester.
Should we,
we'll
end
discuss
should we
this
end
out
our
of
audio?
game on if we want to add anybody to this group. I don't want to put anybody on the spot, so we'll talk about that.
Should we end this audio at this point?
Well, we need
Appreciate the
to
interest, though.
we need to do a sync and shit before we do all that shit. All right,
Um,
so let me do an outro because clearly we need to do an outro. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a cliffhanger. Blame them. It's not my fault. I wanted to keep going. If
But
you
your
guys like
character's
this,
literally on a cliff and you're hanging,
yeah, that's why I said call Sylvester.
so you
Stallone.
have to call it a cliffhanger.
Yeah. If you guys like this, feel free to leave your comments down below. This will probably be a Saturday type video, something that's a bonus. We record every other week, so it's only going to be a 2 times a month ordeal. Let us know if you like it. It'll be a long format. We enjoy doing this, even though probably not too great at it. So I've been the Gritty Pixel. This has been Jared.
Hi.
He's been our general manager. We have Engor, a.k.a. Alex.
Hello there.
And we got Vivian, a.k.a. Steph.
Don't be rude.
Nice.
So,
And we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys. See you in 2 weeks for session 2.
Session 2. Session 2.
All right.
Session 2.
All right.
3, 2.
No.
Broadcast.
Stop. All right. Before we end, all right, everybody on Audacity?
Yep.
Audacity.